There's only one person who believes in me in this life. My granduncle. Not me. I don't believe in myself. Very often you'll find that you don't believe in yourself. You need an external force to help guide you, to believe in you, until you can believe in the you that is you. That's my uncle. Disappointing meat room sounds like a room with disappointing penises. Sorry, for context for the VOD viewers, we were just playing Navicular Meatus, which is a... Navicular Meatus is an amazing puzzle game in its own right, but it's a very different style of puzzle, closer to Tunic in the construction with the entirety. But I think if you enjoy Blueprints, you might enjoy Navicular Meatus, but know that it's a very different type of puzzle, but it tickles the same brain itch of understanding and contextualizing the world around you. Navicular Meatus. The Meatus Beatus. Navicular Meatus. Meatus Beatus. My name is Cletus. I'm the greatest. Anyways, we're going to be playing some Blueprints. This is Blueprints for the next 7 hours or 8 hours. Because I haven't had any time or energy to play this game. And the puzzles in this game have been haunting me, chat. Look, sorry, wrong board, wrong board, wrong board, wrong board. Look at this. Look at this. This is after I organized it. This is post-organization. It's still a mess. It got so bad that I started to make a plugin for Obsidian. This plugin for Obsidian is going to help me disambiguate and show a preview of every single connection. It's like a plumbing plugin that allows you to route and plumb your various connections in a way that allows you to then see the routing in a much clearer light. That's the point of this plugin, is to provide you ultimately what is sort of the graph and the tree view that is your canvas. That's how deep I am into this game, because this game made me realize that the mind cannot comprehend and cannot contain everything that is going on in my granduncle's goon cave. I don't know what the fuck he's doing in his goon cave, but it's freaking me the fuck out. That's what we're doing today, chat. The tomb! Wait, it adds 8 classrooms. I've never been to a classroom. It is a classroom. Like a real... Sorry, there's a bunch of trash on my table. Classrooms. Wow. Now, and because of this, I want to play this game for a very long time. Because I need to finish this game. Because it is ruining me. It's giving me psychic damage every time I think about what to play. Because I think about what to play, right? Oh, no, shit! And the thing is that when you think about something that you want to play, nothing even comes close to the highs and lows that this game gives you. Very few games come close to the high that this game gives you. What the fuck? Look at this! You can't get that anywhere else. You can't get that feeling anywhere else. You just can't get that anywhere else, man. The last game that I played that came closest to this was Tunic. I think Navicular Meatus is gonna become a bit like that too, but I think Tunic was the last time that I was like, alright, there's something here that is magical that I will never get ever again. It's not emotionally magical in the same way that Signalis is, right? Where that thing tugs at your heartstrings and you just and it fills you with feelings that you don't know how to get rid of, right? Where you're overflowing with feelings. But it's magical in the way that it engages you and asks you to sort of view and play the game. Also, I just saw the louder clip. Louder! Okay, this classroom has a bunch of things. One, schoolhouse. Long before Reddington Elementary was opened, school convened in a single small building. As the student body grew over the years, the need for separate classrooms for each grade arose, and the Mount Holly schoolhouse was officially closed down. This room has a desk with the name Herbie on it. Herbie. Do you pronounce it Herbie or do you pronounce it Herbie? Is it like Kirby or is it like Herbie, right? Because people say Kirby, but no one says Herbie. So I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's my brother's name. Irby something Simon. I don't know. I'm Simon. He's Irby. There's a thing over here that says within a timely manner, which is incidentally, I think, tied to the little sort of hints that we've been getting that time in this game is a major mechanic for a lot of the puzzles. Because if I group this as the schoolhouse and I go into the den, so simple canvas, and I go into the den. I need to set a hotkey for that. No. Den. This den clock puzzle tells us when we need to come back to a certain place. Presumably, in a timely manner is probably the hint that you need to come back at a certain time to be able to sort of like view the place and do certain things in it. And then maybe some passageways will open, or maybe even the school grounds itself will open up into something larger. I don't really know. How do I set a hotkey for this? How do I set like a hotkey for this? But in thinking about that, it makes sense because we've had to deal with time puzzles before with the safe inside the bunker room. That puzzle was a bit more annoying because you only had 4 hours to be able to do something. Whereas this one, it seems much more loose in that you have a lot of time to be able to, go and come back to the space, right? We'll do like, I don't know, Control C, no. Control Shift F, no. Okay, simple. You're tearing me apart, Lisa! What's a good hotkey? I don't know. Control J? Alright, it's okay, so it's my JO button now. Alright, cool. It's my JO button. Everything in this house has a meaning and a purpose. And it's something that you see in certain puzzle games, but that you don't see in others. Also, I'm going to make a plugin that also helps you very quickly reorganize things, because the way that the canvas works, so I've been in developing my plugin, I understand more about how the canvas works. Basically, it lazy loads things as you mouse over it, which is great because you can't have everything in memory all at once because your computer would crash. But because of that, when you want to zoom out and move around, the performance goes to like dog water because there's like too much stuff going on because it has to load everything within view. So my plugin is also going to help with that because it's going to collapse everything into the groups and it allows you to move. Basically, this plugin is designed because I cannot play this game without some technological helpers. Within a timely manner. Implies the importance of time. And when considering the school angle, probably while school is on. So this implies this, but then it also implies this other thing. I'm also going to make a helper to do this, because the one thing that I hate is the ability to make connections. So the other function that I wrote down that I'm going to be doing within the actual thing is you can type the other thing that you want to make a connection to, and it's going to be nice. Because then it's like I can sort of just type in whatever I want. The problem is I don't know how to do like a fuzzy search, but what I'm thinking is just bundling FZF or like something with it, and then building the index myself based on groups alone. You've seen some software rasterize content onto an image when you zoom out a lot. Yeah, I've seen that too. The problem is that with your usage pattern of this, I don't know if it's worth it to rasterize, because the thing about the rasterization, right, is that you have to load it in, rasterize it, and then get rid of the backing content, such that when you go around, you can sort of like just view just purely the rasterized content. The problem is that if everything lazy loads, right, you would have to then load the new stuff in and then add to the image on the various dimensions that it's supposed to be viewed on, and then you'd have to unload that data again. And there's two major problems. One, I don't want to deal with the math that is trying to figure out how to rasterize something onto something else based on the position relative to everything else. Thankfully, the canvas does give you the absolute positions, but it's absolute relative to the canvas center. And there's, as far as I can tell, no easy way to get the viewport that you're viewing from and like the position of it without actually hooking into some class name. Two, and maybe this is probably the easier portion of it. To two, you don't really get control over when a node loads and when it unloads. Like it's up to the backing of the Obsidian Canvas plugin. And if I was to go any deeper, you then run into the problem of you're no longer a plugin. You're more of a custom like thing entirely. Because it's like, let's say you extend something that isn't entirely within the public API, then you're doomed. Because then it could change at any moment on any version, and I don't want to deal with that either. You love that shit even though you're bad at it. Spending 4 hours on a random math function just to realize you would use plus instead of minus. Yeah, I love that shit too. I love dealing with a bunch of math that, you know, that requires a lot of specifics, and the problem is that you have to translate from mathematical terms into real terms. I mean, that's sort of the like thing, right? It's like I don't mind the math that's about the logical systems and the systems that you build and the systems that you sort of use to form an understanding of something. It's the math like that I go, well, what's the point? I kind of wish that somebody else had already done this. Because it's not like the math is unknown. It's just mapping it to whatever your domain space is. But again, like the majority of my hesitation of wanting to do this stuff is because it's already touching on a lot of internal details about how canvases work, because there's no real API for making a plugin with canvases. Like Obsidian plugins are primarily about working with the editor workspace, this is not an editor workspace. This is an editor of some kind, but when they talk about plugins and sort of the editors that you would interface with, they're talking specifically about the one for the markdown files, which is your primary note system. So everything that I'm doing here is sort of like it's subject to change to every new version. And so it's very difficult for me to want to immediately go into it very hard and do something that complex for something that might even be solved on their end. Because that's also a product pain that anybody using Canvas runs into. Anybody. Like, it doesn't matter whether I'm using it or somebody else uses it for like their notes for school. Everybody runs into that pain. And if they solve it, then what's the point of me doing it? But also, the way that they solve it, they have the ability to go even deeper because Obsidian is closed source. Like, but they have the source code. They can do a lot more refactoring under the hood to make it work. It's why my plugin is very specific about just getting you shortcuts to various connections and previewing where the connections go, and maybe the fuzzy search into the automatic connect, because it's sort of, that one's also very suspect because they might even change how they show data to you from the API side. Like, you may not even have access to the nodes anymore. Thankfully, though, I will say, it's an open spec for the canvas. So the canvas spec itself, the specification for the file format of a canvas is open. Like, this file format is, you can actually open this as a text file. So if I open it in a text file and I read you, well, I shouldn't do that because it'll get corrupted. But that format is well known, so it shouldn't change too much on that end. But even then, you don't know what Obsidian's going to do behind the scenes, and what I'm doing with a plugin, and just by the nature of plugins, they deal with the consumer of the format. They don't deal with the format. If I was dealing with the format, I'd be remaking the canvas functionality as a whole, but I'm dealing with the consumer of it, which is this view, and I'm simply updating the view with certain functionalities that I need for my use case. So, you know, YMV, but that's why I'm very hesitant to go too far with certain things. Like, if it was, mind you, if I was making the canvas as a whole from scratch, I would do that. I would do the rasterization because it would be a critical need for once you get beyond a very simple use case of like 1 or 2 images. Like, this is not even the largest canvas that I've seen. I've seen larger canvases out there on the Obsidian subreddit. Yes, I go to it. Yes, I'm a loser! But because I'm not doing that, it's sort of like it's a maligned incentive because there's so many different factors working against you and so many unknowns that are unknown still. Like there are no known unknowns. It's just unknown unknowns, and it's all based on decision making and business decisions that you and I are not privy to. So it's like it's hard for us to know if it's worth it for us to like do. Yeah, spending time on stuff that will be updated / batched in a few updates is always so defeating. Exactly, yeah. But it's also one of those things where it's like, will they ever get to it? I don't know. Like, it may be that they never get to it. But I will say this. Internet clout doesn't matter. Internet programmer clout has never mattered in the existence of humanity. Because the moment that somebody makes it and it's paid, and the moment that it becomes an official feature, that's the moment when all your efforts go to waste, and there's nothing that you can do to bring it back. I remember when Mac OS used to not have the Spotlight switch. It used to not have a really good Spotlight. The Spotlight was a third-party application that you could pay for. Then Apple took the idea. And then now those people are like, well, fuck, what do we do? There's nothing we can do. And that is painful because when that happens, there's no alternative. Like, you just have to accept it, move on, and know that whatever you were doing before is now gone. Like, especially if you were making money off of it, like you've just lost your main source of like revenue, right? So there's a lot going on there. But in general, yeah, it's why I don't tend to like making plugins, and it's why plugins in the general, like plugins and mods, there's a certain social aspect to it where you need to be able to communicate in some way what is and isn't expected. Because when you duplicate effort, it can feel defeating. Because very few places will do what Valve does, where they'll take a mod and they give you official support. Most places are going to be either like Bethesda, where they don't say anything, and you might get a card feature, you might not in a Starfield, or it might end up being like any other game where like the mod features are sort of not really fully supported, and they'll just make the thing that you make every single time, and they'll just sort of say, hey, like DMCA. It's like the same considerations that you would have for mod development go into plugin development, where open communication about what users can expect from you is nice, because then it sort of allows people to plan and spend their efforts on certain things too. But again, it's also hard because, and the reality of life is that most business decisions are made based on vibes, and I'm not even kidding you. Most business decisions are made on vibes, and a lot of the time, the justification for it comes afterwards. It is, I have a vibe, and I want you to vibe check me. Like, CEO has a vibe, and he says, okay, I think this is the vibe. He then looks to his CFO, his CMO, his CPO, and he says, vibe check me. They go out and they do a vibe check. They see how much it costs. What is the market like? Do people have like a hankering for this? And how easy is it to develop in-house? Then they come back and they say, sir, you have been vibe checked. The vibes are good or bad. If the vibes are bad, the CEO says, okay, I'll see tomorrow what the vibes are like. If the vibes are good, you sign it. It's now a $100 million venture. Whether or not it's successful is sort of separate to whatever, it is. But that's usually how business decisions go. And so expecting some level of communication on that is very difficult because, again, if it's all based on vibes, your vibes change on a daily basis. And I say this having been in the professional world for like 10 years now, and having worked at that level where it's like I'm the vibe checker, but also I'm the guy who was given permission to make the vibes. A lot of it is really just based on vibes. Not to say that like the facts of the matter don't matter, but it's like a lot of decisions are sort of made irrationally compared to everything else, and you really only try to justify that like after you make the decision, but before you finalize the decision. Closing address. Okay, for the last 38 years, it's been my pleasure of serving as your schoolmaster in this humble little facility. And meager as it may look by modern standards, I think most of us who spent our afternoons here will readily admit that we are reluctant to see this small piece of Reading history go. I first wish to thank Lady Epson, our most gracious host today, for not only paying attention to my classes those many years ago, but for all the fundraising she has done on behalf of our community and our children. Without her, Reddington Elementary would still be a distant and blurry vision. A vision that I dared not even dream. That dreamer is, of course, the incomparable Mrs. Peterson, our future principal, and my reluctant successor, whom I might add, Epson. Epson. Okay, no, this is not like, it's not Epstein. It's not Epstein. This is not the Epstein school of extracurricular learning health classes, okay? This is not that type of school. Epson is closer to the bath salts that you use to clean your, like, bathtub. Our future principal and my reluctant successor, who I might add, forced me to give this speech. So I think I'll end my praise of her there, but she deserves much more, I'll admit. To the architect of our new school, the Baron Sinclair, thank you for following in your father's footsteps in building Reddington yet another school. And for also allowing the use of your own private residence and floor plans to serve as our interim facility until the new campus is completed in March. A decision, I'm certain, he will immediately regret tomorrow when he hears the children running through his halls. 1, that's crazy. That's crazy that somebody is rich enough that they can sort of build a school and that their home becomes the school grounds. 2, that's not uncommon. Like, a lot of hospitals are built off of sponsored money that comes from sponsors who had somebody who was sick at the moment, and then, you know, because like, spending for certain illnesses and certain ventures goes up when somebody is personally affected by it. It's a sad reality because it means that the things that do deserve attention don't get attention if it's more rare of an occurrence. Like, if you have a rare illness, you're more likely to die than if you have a deadly but a very common illness. Because everybody gets cancer, very few people get the Habsburg chin. And so one of you is going to get help. The other one is just going to be laughed at as like a meme on like Reddit whenever incest comes up, okay? And it makes sense though, because money runs the world. Like, it's hard to sort of deny the reality of money. And it makes sense because you need the money from somewhere. But it also means that in many ways, the only people who can really change the world are those with money. So what I'm trying to say is, stop watching my stream. Get out there and make money. Because if you want to change the world for the better, you better be fucking rich. And if you're rich, you better give me some fucking money. Poor people. Sorry, I like joking about it because like my family used to like we used to be poor, and so it's like funny to like say stuff about poor people because like I was the poster poor child. Like I was like the kid who was like, hey, listen, if we don't help this guy, like shit's gonna go bad, you know? Like it's gonna be really bad. Also, these names, okay? Lady Epson. Who is Lady Epson? Who is Mrs. Peterson? Because Baron Sinclair is the owner of the home. But who is Lady Epson? It's a name that sounds familiar, but I can't remember who Lady Epson is. And this is why I was planning to make another plugin. There was another plugin that I was going to make, which was OCR for images. And you could use it to OCR any image that you have to dump out like a plain text version. And basically, I was going to augment the image node because you can, the node itself, you can build different views for it, and you can just store whatever data that you want, and then the canvas will ignore data that it doesn't support. And I was gonna do that for every image, such that you could write like a backing alt version where it's just the alt text, but it's like the OCR text. The problem is that I was gonna go crazy making more and more plugins. So, like, Glorp has no money in the register because Glorp is a cat, and thank you for finding that emote. That's a good one. Pepe laugh. Point right, smash. Pepe laugh, point right, smash. So, Epson. Do I have an Epson? No. This fuzzy search is dog wallet. Peterson? There's no Peterson either. Okay, well, it's not really working. So, who is Epson? Who is Lady Epson? Who is Mrs. Peterson? They both sound familiar, but I don't know who they are. But we do know that the Sinclair kids, so myself and my brother, were a part of the school. That's probably why we were here. There is a room with the lady of the house. So if we go to like the lady who is of the house, dead, is grand uncle, grandma, a grand aunt, Aunt. Check aunt. Check aunt. Same symbol. Check aunt. I don't know what the fuck is the aunt anymore. And lastly, I wish to thank all of my students. Many of you here today whom I have not seen in years. Whose faces I still remember as young and man is wild. Those here whose parents before them I have also taught and whose children I may yet. Without you, I would have had a lifetime of quiet peace. And yet what is all the peace in the world if you have no one to bestow demerits upon? That's funny. That's funny. What? What is all the peace in the world if you have no one to bestow demerits upon? Like, that's the same type of mindset that, like, a police officer who only exclusively does traffic tickets does, or your driving instructor who says you didn't stop directly behind the line, you're, like, 1 centimeter off. It's like, buddy, like, this isn't, like, it's not that serious, man. Like, it's not that serious. Thank you all sincerely. My time here has meant the world to me. And if I am still standing in 8 months, I will see you all at a slightly less melancholic ribbon-cutting ceremony next year. Better joke to end? No, that is the best joke. And yet, what is all the peace in the world if you have no one to bestow demerit upon is a great joke, because he's addressing a bunch of adults in the room who used to be his students, and if he failed as a teacher and they don't understand the joke, then he's a failure. It's a skill check, it's a vibe check, and it's a good joke. It's another. It is a medium joke. It is like a Bush level joke. Like you have dirt jokes, which is the shit that you say. It's like your mom, right? You have grass level jokes, which is stuff like it's the same joke that you can say every single time in the moment. Like, oh, I used to be able to do. Yeah, I used to play that before I got shot with an arrow in my knee, right? It's like that's a grass level joke. A Bush level joke is like you throw something out there. It's not like a comedic genius thing, but it's enough within the context to make you laugh, and it's also inventive. It's like different from anything else that you've seen. This is like a Bush level joke, nearing to like a tree level joke, I would say. That's good. I think that joke works. Remember to give Miss Peterson her gift. Miss Peterson, come into my office. You and I. Miss Peterson, come here. Come with me. We're going to have a chat today. Now, what's interesting is that I'm thinking Lady Epson is my mother, my character's mother. And if it is, then my mother was here when she was going to school. And if it was, then my mother was convinced my granduncle to spend money into this school because I was going to the school. Right? But then it sort of makes you wonder, well, what happened? Like, why did it... Where is the school? Maybe it was moved to its real facility, and so it's there now. But then, you know, how does this connect to the larger story of why my mother is gone and why I think she's inside the bunker? There's something there. But for now, my mother is dead. So, why do you care about your mother? You shouldn't. Do you know why? She's dead. Go to the super cool lift on your property, because this is my motherfucking home. This is my fucking home. Alright? My granduncle left it to me. This is my home. And I now have a secret lift that goes to the mountainside hallways. Because this goes downstairs to the hallways, probably. I hope so. What is this? Oh, shit. We're in the grounds, and now look, we're getting closer. Oh, yes. Oh, shit, let's go. Okay. Some notes. This also has another, gas junction to turn on the lights on the mountain viewing pad. So, and now I go to the mountain. Oops. The mountain. I follow this connection to here. And mountain viewing pad is now an elevator. So, now we go into like the side halls. So, whatever this is, take a screenshot of this. This is now the mountain viewing hall. Into whatever the hell this tunnel is. That's a good picture for this canvas. Like, it looks very odd. This is good. Mountain viewing pad, elevator. And I need to link these properly after, but for now, this will do. So, revealed once all gas lights were lit. So this includes the room at the Orchid. This is every single one of those rooms all in one. So mountain viewing pad elevator is also connected to this. We then do this as red. Okay, good. And we do this as red. But this is now one of the most important places that we've been to so far. Because the statue that we saw of the fortune teller did mention that we're trying to find something. And it might not even be inside the house. It was a whole different place. Actually, this is interesting. Actually, where does this lead to? Where does this lead to? Is this related to the beach we saw in from the fortune telling machine? Is this related to the beach we saw from the fortune telling machine? So if I go fortune beach, fuck. So this is where the canvas scrolling would be nicer to be smoother, because sometimes there is not a word that you can remember, because everything has a specific, like, how can you remember the word rumpus, right? The word rumpus is an incredibly hard word to remember. So it's nice to be able to look very far out and scroll quickly, but because the performance is dying, because these images probably, or something about it is dying, it's hard to be able to navigate this. That's why you should support my plugin development by subscribing now on Twitch. I'm just kidding. Just don't do that. Well, you know what? Actually, there's something that I didn't mention before that I've been meaning to say. I had a talk with my wife, and I think she was correct on this. I no longer have reservations about subscriptions. Like, but with the caveat that if you want to subscribe, just know that, like, you know, you gotta subscribe if you have the money for yourself, okay? Like, but I'm not gonna ask you for it. If you enjoy it, then you subscribe. If you don't, then you don't. That's fine. I don't care. But I'm no longer going to tell you that I don't want you to because of something. There is a level of effort that I'm putting into this, and if you give me more money, I can do more. Well, not more. Like, basically, if you give me money, I will guarantee that there's a commensurate level of effort that you're going to get back in return from me for the shows. And it's like I shouldn't hold back on it anymore, because that is sort of like blocker number one, is that these shows and sort of these moments that we spend together and these times, they're hampered by the fact that, like, it's hard to get a focus time for it, if that makes sense. Scripps and Redford Mining Company Excavation Department, Assay 502. Foreman's Log 3, this is the third of many logs probably, date July 2nd, 1915. The time is interesting because that's not our granduncle, that's his father. As our client Thomas Sinclair suspected, or maybe this is our granduncle. The arches that were visible from the south cliff were part of a much longer arcade carved into the rock face. Last week, when our crew first arrived, only two supporting pillars were visible. But after only a few days of clearing vines, moss, and dirt, we've uncovered a dozen more. Our exploration, so far, has been limited and entirely superficial, as every shaft we have surveyed has ended abruptly, and every promising path leading deeper into the mountain has been blocked by tunnels packed tight with soil, rock, and debris. This site is much older than we had first assumed, where someone deliberately had these chambers buried. There was a man who died and is in the news again after death because his family made a AI video of him saying sorry to the person who killed him, which is funny to me because it's like, that's kind of fucked up, man. Like, so they made an AI video of this man saying sorry to his family, by using the AI and training it to basically try to recreate his personality or something to forgive the killer. But I'm thinking we should do this for the granduncle. Because AI doesn't know things, it just strings together things. So maybe it's going to say something and quote-unquote hallucinate something that will give us some insight. Which is funny to say too, because like AI by default it hallucinates. Because I can't even begin to imagine how this connects with the larger story of what's going on. Because these tunnels were here before my granduncle. His father was also running the show, and it presumably the message within the tomb said that it was all passed down from one after the other, right? And that he hoped that I would be able to break free from that type of life, if that makes sense. Also, this is known as the precipice, or the underground. / the precipice. / the underground. Because then we'd have some maybe clues about what's going on here, and maybe he could tell me like, yes, leave it alone, don't go there, and I can leave my multi-billion-dollar estate behind. Live my own life. What's interesting is that this is a project that he was actively working on before he died, right? How come he told nobody? How come the granduncle told nobody? And if he told nobody, but even his closest aide, who he gave a house to, mind you, who was his personal driver, then I imagine that this is the test to become the new Sinclair inheritor of some kind. Like it's the thing that you have to do to be able to gain control of everything. I know there's a very obvious weird thing there, but I just want to walk around to check these out first. Because this is exciting. Oh my god, it's the chess pieces. What are you constructing? Chess puzzles fall into different categories. There are some that's like solve the move and win the game. There are others where it's construct the board in such a way that nothing overlaps. And those are the two primary categories. One is using the rules of chess in order to fulfill some external condition. The other is to play the chess game and determine the correct move in a series of very complicated state where you have multiple different continuations from various different possibilities, but there's only one path that leads to a victory, right? Those are more exercises, but still important to sort of think about. This feels like the former, using the chess rules to do something. We saw a reference to this within the room, the office, or was it the office? No, it's not the office. It's the other room where I got the hint about the multiple words and the two paintings. We saw the queen in there, and every room has a chess piece as well, which makes me wonder, okay, well, what do you do with that then? Some of these pieces are complicated because, you know, some pieces can go in certain places, and there's some overlap in terms of where they are and what they'll hit. But I wonder what it wants me to do here. Or maybe that there's more that we need to get in order to do this. The pieces specifically too are blue. The pieces we find around the house are black and white. And the chessboard that we saw with the queen on it was actually on a normal chessboard. Which I forget the room now. Well, what it's called. Not drafting studio. I really should have organized these rooms more, but I fucked up. The study. I didn't take a picture of the chessboard. Am I stupid? Like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? There's something about this too. 3 windows. 3 windows. 3 windows, 1 window. There's a number of windows that differ depending depending on how far you go. It's 1, 3, 3, 3 chess room, 1, 3, 3, 3 chess room. Okay, there's a lot going on here. We go to the underground. 1, 3, 3, 3. Everything is a whole different number. Oh, give me a second. My wife is here. Okay, I'm back. Can we get a wife emote? Yeah, we could actually. Well, 7TV. Does 7TV have a wife emote? I need an emote that like best represents her, you know? Like someone who's like very hot and sexy. 7TV wife. Also, how come the websites don't load for me sometimes? Wife? This is a fantastic emote. Wow. Alright, we have a wife emote now. Everyone please use the wife emote. What's this one? What's this one? Is it... That's also really good, but I don't want to make her like a gooner because she's not a gooner. But I do like her butt. So let's just say that my wife, like you... Let's say you get to see like a 2B butt that's like close to her butt. That's a good emote. Sorry, so 133. So mountain viewing pad. I need to organize this after at some point. But windows... From elevator, windows go in order of the number. Grow, windows go in this order of numbers of openings. 1, 3, 3, 3 chess room. 1 note foreman's log. 333. There's another room in between that is also empty. I need to take a photo of the chess room before I forget. So there's this room, which is the chess puzzle, which I don't really know what to expect here. Take the whole thing. Drop that in there. So we have the chess room puzzle. Chess room puzzle. I don't know what this thing does. What do the pieces correlate to? Board is the map, sans the hidden 10th rank. So it's the board is the map, sans the hidden 10th rank, which the existence of which was implied in many places, but now we know that it exists, right? The board by default has nothing on it, so the board's something like this. Board default, nothing on it. And the pieces, it's especially the pieces that are interesting, because the pieces, these pieces are not, like, this is every piece that you need to play the game, basically, right? You have multiple duplicates, but you have the queen, the king, the knight, the rook, the bishop, and the pawn. That's it. Chess really only boils down to a number of pieces, and it's the interactions between them that sort of change how you play the game. And the ways that they move that give you so much viability and options, and the number of which that really allow you to express yourself, right? Because with so many duplicates, somebody's move might be completely different from someone else, even with the same type of unit. So that's where the expression comes in. Well, it's insofar as like the end game to mid game, but what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? I have so much trash in the way. I need to throw this out. Just give me a second. I have a map of certain chess pieces. I'm just thinking about this. If we presume that it's about winning, then the positions of these chess pieces do matter in some way. Send to back. Can I send to back? There we go. Oops. Send the back. Oops. Go back to the canvas and then Control J to be the underground. Because we have some chess pieces, they go in certain places. But what do those places mean? And it seems like every place has a chess piece. There's 3 colors predominantly, and there's even the blue color that we need. So if I look at this and I follow the connection, it's this one. The blue would go over here. The blue rook would go over here. But there's even gold pieces and black pieces and white pieces. But the blue is distinct. So maybe it is asking me specifically for the positions of the blue pieces as I find them. And it's not really a puzzle, it's more about information gathering. So in this case, it'd be that 4. Could be, so let's try this. Underground. Oops. Underground. No, it's underground. Could be the pieces we've been finding. Could be the pieces we've been finding, of which some are blue. So specifically blue. We do this for now, do this, do that. Alright, now I gotta find the place where it goes. All the way to the right, it's the chess pieces. I can't wait to make my plugin. It's gonna be so goddamn good. This plugin is gonna change your life. Order now. Order now from my web shop to get the latest plugin. Is your Obsidian canvas getting too large? Are you running out of space in your life? Do you even know what's happening anymore? Order now for the opportunity to make your life that much better. Before I got this plugin, I had no clue what I was doing in life. I used to wake up and it was one day I would brush my teeth, the other I would take a shit. There was no consistency. Now, I shit my bed every single day. It's consistent. So 1333 becomes that. 3 becomes this door. Whatever this door is, it's locked. I'm assuming this door opens with the chess pieces, but I don't really know. Order now. Order now. Order now. Order now. So locked door. 3 locked door. So, and also this place is specifically closest to... It's the halls closest to the waterfall, not the bottom right of the falls. Opens into halls closest, not the bottom right of the falls. So, okay, so it's here. And then it's 1. So it ends at 1, and we don't get to go here. Okay, so it ends at 1. That's kind of fucked up, man. You give me a truth and you don't even let me see it. 1 something. So 1 end, another log, I guess. Foreman's copy. Do not remove from sight. Realms and something. Sigils of the past and present. Realm and something, sigils of the past and present. Professor R. Willard, the library should probably have a copy of this, maybe. Maybe. Or at least we can maybe surmise what the name is. Realms and realities. Realm and realities, and or realm and something. I feel like it should rhyme. So, end book. We go to the library. Has a choice, library choice from these authors. So follow this, follow the connection. There we go. The person on this book is Fen Aries, Robert Byrd and Sons by Professor R. Willard. I've never heard of them before, so maybe this really makes sense. Underground. Fen Aries, Robert Byrd and Son. Is that familiar in some way? I can't tell. Fen Aries, Robert Byrd and Sons, Professor R. Willard. Are any of these familiar? Really can't tell. Foreman's copy, do not remove from sight. Realm and something. Sigils of the past and present. So cutoff text is realm and unknown. Oops. Sigils of the past and Zent. So it's kind of cut off, but I think I can get that much information out of it. Shit. Introduction. Scholars of the First Era. Okay, this is interesting because these are symbols. There's a... Like, I'm curious if this does go into a weird mysticality element. Because this house does seem almost impossible to... Like, it shouldn't exist in some way, so... I'm very curious about this. So this is introduction. Introduction. Something unknown, and then scholars of the first thing. So unknown, introduction, unknown scholars. Scholars of the First Era found something, maybe markings, either of a natural or resulting from the creations of, were accustomed to record various signs with the aid of something. This is something very important, the aid of something. They did this in order that the mysteries of their realm might not... The secrets of their realm might not be understood by strangers. Wait. So, what does that mean? This book is going to introduce us to a series of concepts that were used by scholars in order to hide the meaning of things, such that the secrets of their realm, the secrets of our world, would not be understood by strangers. It's a coded language. Historically speaking, sigils are not a new tradition. They've been found in every era and every culture, and predate both written text and heraldic arts. Heraldic arts being something like, you know, literally your herald for your knightly family. However, today when we use the term sigil, we are referring specifically to realm sigils, those crude circular marks of designation found in royal artifacts, buildings, and older documents, and of which the house is full of them. What's interesting is that the house is full of these markings, and what's interesting is that the magnifying glass would be so useful here. Fuck. I need the magnifying glass. So, need magnifying glass for this. So, this needs magnifying glass. Needs magnifying glass. Because some of these sigils, the symbols probably have a closer angle to them that you can view to see something hidden. This book was written to make simple the understanding of these fascinating glyphs and to clearly display the correlation between each sigil and the iconography of that realm's royal art. How is the image of a leafless burning tree seen in geometric lines? And what does that tell us of a kingdom's history? Each line, each circle, and each variation tells a story of the land. Even the adorned borders around the sigils have special meaning. So everything about the sigil matters. The sigil. To understand a realm sigil, we must first dismantle the symbol and identify the individual elements that make up the whole, because everything matters within a sigil. Okay, this is very interesting. This is important. I can't remember exactly which rooms, but I do remember recalling... I do recall, not remember, because it's not a guaranteed fact, I recall seeing these symbols somewhere within the house. These exist, as to where I don't know, but these do exist in some way. So each sigil is composed of four things. The core, which is the symbol in the middle, the dividing lines and the rays that are sort of in some formation extending outwards from the core. The motes, which is the little emojis or like the symbols surrounding the sigil, and the border. And I'm assuming the combination of these two forms stuff like, oh, there's two in this section, therefore it means this. The core. At the center of each sigil is a unique shape different for each realm. If the core gives us a name, then the rest of the sigil tells us the history behind that name. Still, it is important to be able to identify and distinguish the core as a first step in deciphering any sigil, as all the other parts are meaningless if we don't know the place we are describing. Right. Several examples from well-known sigils, of which the page is cut off. But some of these symbols I know from elsewhere, It's the names of various things. Fen Aries, Fen Orindia. Orindia. Fen something. And then the last three, I don't know. But the reason why we know this is because these are the gods that are sort of believed in. Like, this is the mythology of this land. And even the game's lore is built around this because of the crown, the stolen crown. Orinda Aries. The crown of Orinda Aries, similar to Fen Aries. See that? Orinda Aries, the priceless crown. Something something, Fen Aries. Where else have I seen Fen Aries? The latter, Fen Aries is the place that we're in. So Fen Aries is the place that we're in. So this is something 2D1. And this is 2D2. So these are both very important to the Insane. And this is, again, also tied to what happened to my mother. Because she was a part of the publishing house. So whatever happened to her, and whatever significance that this crown holds, is tied to whatever happened to my mother. Presuming that she is dead, but I don't think she's dead. Drag this down here. Like this, and go like this. Invert the edge. What the fuck? Why are there so many different options to flip the edge? Do this and red, and then get the normal one that isn't red. Okay, fine. Stay there for now. Flip the edge. Do this. Go on to red. Two very important pieces. So now I know what Fen Aries is. So Fen Aries. Fen Aries. Well, I should probably do it up here. Fen Aries is the name of the place. It's just the name of the place, so it's all tied to this. Yeah. Fen Aries is the name of the place. Professor Willard, I don't really know yet. But is there a Willard? No. Professor. So it's Orindia and it's Fen Aries. So Orindia, Fen Aries, something, something, something. But these I must have seen at some point. The rays. From the core will come winding lines, splitting the sigil. From one sigil to another, so these are pieces of a book that we don't have. Stormy snow. Wait. Realm and is the empty space important to the understanding of this? I need a BRB because I have to help someone bring something in, but think about that for a moment. I think the empty space in which this is here, like the what you see on the other side, does inform you somewhat of what these meanings are, but I don't really know yet. So just BRB. Okay, sorry, I'm back. That was a lot to bring in. So the rays. Do I have a picture of the rays? So we know some of the meanings. I don't think it's the gap, because I was like thinking about the gap, and I was like, I don't know how to. It's specifically this gap where I'm like, I don't know how to connect Fen Aries and this was Stormy. So I was like, I don't think it makes sense. But pouring, stormy, winds, snow. So rain, storm, snow, wind. I don't know how to connect these to these symbols, and so I don't think it's this, because it's 5 symbols and there's only 4 paragraphs, right? Like that's why I was so confused. It maybe would have been a cool puzzle, but then it'd be too like. I don't think it fits, because so far every book that has had missing pages, of which I think there's another one. I feel like I vaguely remember there was another book with a missing page that we saw, but I feel like they would just want you to find the missing pages versus trying to figure out what the thing is, right? So, but let's see if I'm wrong. So let's see. Spring forth from the core will come, reveal several things about the realm. Counting where they on ships have employed expansive. It gets even worse. Ship routes. Wait, it's spelling something. The core, the rays, it's actually building a sentence. It is building kind of a weird sentence of its own there in that title. The center of each sigil tells us the something deciphering locomotion. Ship routes, 8 rays, carriages look like a map, trails, locomotion. The R. The R, okay, the realm. Maybe it's just the realm. Wavy lines are used to indicate extreme heat. The scorched air and blazing sun cause the otherwise straight rays to appear shimmering. A rainy realm is indicated with rays of 3 vertical lines pouring down. For more extreme stormy weather, a jagged lightning-shaped ray is used. Why are the realms so important? Why is this idea of realms so important to this? A ray dot with falling circles is used for colder realms in which snow is a common occurrence. Windy weather is displayed by the use of bent curved lines raised on the high winds. Moats. Wait, there's a full moat thing, okay. Oops. On each sigil floating between the rays are small figures called moats, which I do need the magnifying glass to probably look into more detail with. But either way, where I would usually see these, I probably wouldn't be able to use the magnifying glass. From the shape and style of the moats used on the sigil, we can tell the type of society a given realm proclaimed. If they consider themselves mighty in arms or blessed by artistic or economic fortune, tribal or primitive realm, hunter and gatherers, agricultural harvest and farming-based society and culture, martial, military, generation-spanning arguments. What's interesting about this is that the absence of something tells you a lot about what it is too, right? Like the absence of something is also just as important as the presence of something. Knowing this, the sigil is composed of 4 things, and it's going from top down, right, left, right? The core, the rays, the trails, and how they combine, and what they mean. This is a continuation of the previous page. The border is something that is cut off entirely. So the page about the border is completely gone here. In terms of importance, somebody felt that the core was not enough to distinguish the rest of it. Because it is true, it's important to distinguish the core as the first step. But to actually get the full message, you need the border. Because the border really ties everything together. It's probably why it's the most gone. Well, you need everything, but you know what I mean? And here, too, martial. We know that the crown of Arindia was stolen from Fen Ares. Why is it that martial was taken away? And why is it that the game has this feeling of us being in an authoritarian society that feels, again, it feels like a militaristic thing because there's rebels that throw bombs and stuff like that, as far as I remember, right? Because it was like a firebombing or something. That was why my mother was like suspected of some crime. It feels like the martial symbol in particular is related to Fen Ares as a whole, and it's sort of the truth of the world around us that Fen Ares and its martial nature is what we need to be paying attention to. So okay, so that's good. Border page completely missing. Border page is completely missing. So this implies the importance of it. Only martial is missing. Only martial is missing. Which tracks with how authoritarian and violent the place we live in is. Which is presumably Fen Ares. Presumably. Or it could be even like a neighboring place, we don't know. Metropolitan, large city state with a dense urban and populous center. Academic, a center for knowledge advanced in various scholarly pursuits. These realms are home to many schools, universities, and libraries. Industrial, engineering-driven culture with a focus on manufacturing, invention, and production. Spiritual, an elevated reverence for nature, animals, and the forces that guide us. Poetic, a strong focus on the advancements of the arts, writing, music, and language. Okay, there's a page on the border. What? So what is this? Unknown page completely missing. Not about borders. Probably details more interaction states between rays and core. So that's what that is. Okay, so that's actually even better then, because then we know what we're missing. Because the border is here. Do I have an image of this? No. So let me put the image inside. The border. The Mick border. The Mick border. Around each sigil is an adorned edge serving as the container for the information. What's interesting is that it's not just the word border, it implies that there's more to it. Because look at the placement of the moats. It's in the center. This implies that there's a much larger term for this. It's not just border. So it's the cut off before border implies there's a larger term comprising of two terms for this fourth section. It's my assumption, at least. I feel like that tracks well. Some assumptions are backed with science, some are based on vibes. This is not a vibe check. This is a you can't deny my facts and logic check. There are 8 different borders, each one corresponding to a different color. These borders always correspond to the banner and national colors of that specific realm. Bring it all together. By studying the core, rays, moats, and borders of a sigil, you should now be able to unlock the meaning behind what had previously been an undecipherable enigma. With red banners, martial fog. Why did it say red? Red. Why did it say red here? So, I have so many questions about this. Well, first take a screenshot without my cursor because it's, it's weird. 1. What is a realm? What does it mean by these are the realms that we inhabit? Is it something genuinely mystical? Is the game going for almost like a fantasy element? Or is realm just another way of saying these are the lands that we live in? Because, it's very old medieval English style to say that this is your realm when you have a castle and you're like a knightly lord of some kind. Realm, what is this? Is it fantasy? Is it real life or is it reality? I love that phrase. It's so stupid. Is this real life or is it reality? It's like, buddy, it's the same thing. Okay, so this is good. So putting it all together, yep. Why red? So there's no next page. So why red scratched out? Is there a color code to these? Excuse me? That's not a typo. This is made by Americans. This is made by imperialistic Americans who go out and they conquer other lands for no fucking reason. Sorry. Is there a color code to these symbols that we can use to infer what it is called in text, even without the name? This would imply banners equal red. And we know about the banners because the banner moat. This would imply banner moats. Banner moat is a red moat because we have different moats here. Tribal, martial. Wait, is it a moat? It's not. What did it say? Yeah, these are the moats. Where's the banner moat? Martial. It's a martial. Equal red, equal martial. So the martial moat is red. The martial moat is red. But fog. Why is banners separate from martial? Is this the working log of a fellow Blueprints player? Like, is this the working log of a fellow Blueprints player? Because if so, it would make sense why they're separate. And what is fog? There's one page about specifically this. Heat, rainy, stormy, snow, windy. There's no fog. What is fog? There are only lines for heat, rain, storm, wind, snow. No fog. Does this mean they meant something else? Fog is wet. Fog is wheat. Fog is wet. Rain could cause it. Rain could cause fog. I feel like we're getting closer, but also further away. Like, now I'm genuinely lost. Okay. There's no more pages. But we are in a foggy land with a mountain. This didn't tell us anything. not that it really should, like not that it has to, but it was. It's only, this room has only raised more questions. We haven't really discovered anything else. It's frustrating. So, but at least we now have somewhat of a codex by which we can decipher what these banners mean. And we can probably infer some level of meaning from what these are. I was thinking of maybe the rooms themselves have some sort of banner on them, but I don't think so. Also, my foundation is in a really bad spot. Well, we need the magnifying glass afterwards to see closely, to look closely at the symbols. But there's nothing we can really do. There's a timely manor, which implies that there's a time element to going inside the manor involving the school. And I'm assuming the school classroom rooms only really show up in the beginning, during the day, because maybe that's what it means, is that the school classroom rooms only show up during the day because that's when the kids show up for school. But let's walk around, let's see what's up. I will draft a hallway, which seems stupid, but I need the closet. Now, it seems like a waste, but it's important for me to get this. So, this room, we don't have a symbol for on our handy-dandy board of paintings. This room actually could be filled out just as we need by doing this. Actually, we have it. Tie. Huh? Oh, where does this go? Bat and bath. Wait, bat and bath is H. What am I thinking? Pray and pry. What? It's not stable? Okay, where do you go? Oh no, it is stable. Okay, yeah, okay. So this at least proves that it's stable. So if I have a letter for a room, then it's stable. Okay, good. It's this room that I don't have a letter for. This room has to have something else in it, right? Like I'm hyper observant now because every detail matters. Doors in the West Wing, no. This one. Closet? Office? Wow! No. I should do library. Less common floor plans, if I can draft it now. Where is the arborist? Orchard. There's soil quality. There's no soil here. Okay, I was gonna say maybe if I get a really cool room over there, but it's probably not. I can save my gems though. I need to figure out... I wish there was a way to see the ranking of these rooms. Library. We need a new book anyways. It's apple for me. So these are the two paintings. Also, for the drafting thing, this game is interesting. Drafting doesn't matter. So basically, I've changed my opinion on what the game is trying to do, but I recognize that it's still sort of flawed because drafting is also a concern, even if it doesn't matter. Basically, because you don't have all the keys to every puzzle, you need to discover more rooms to be able to build up your list of keys to be able to discover and solve different puzzles, right? And so early on, drafting really doesn't matter. Even I would say up until the mid game, which seems like where I am. But what drafting really sucks is that I was going over the strategy book about drafting. The strategy is just exhaust your pool, pay attention to what rooms can only appear in certain places, don't use certain room types too early, and use the benefits of some rooms to get other rooms. And then good luck. That's the entirety of the drafting process. What's interesting about this game, and I think people that find the frustration with it, and me too as well, is that drafting, because it feels inherently RNG, because the game only allows you the ability to lessen the RNG by utilizing the RNG you're given, it feels worse than something like, say, Slay the Spire, which is the classic example, where you can see a campfire, you can go to the campfire, you can... Wait, no, not the campfire. You see a shop, you can go to the shop, you can sell some cards. You can choose whether or not to add cards to your deck, and you can choose to even transmute cards depending on what you get from the question marks, right? This game is as if you got the random card transformation relic every single room. This is what this game is, but the key is that you have a deck that doesn't grow in size, and you just lose cards over time as you draft them. So you get a free removal by using them. So every card is exhaust, and every card gets transformed every single time you go into every single room. It's very different from the other methods that other card games tend to give you, especially for like drafting card games, where they give you the ability to trim your deck or manipulate your deck to go a certain way. It doesn't hurt the game for very long, but when it does hurt, when you do want to go to a specific room for some reason, that's when it sort of like falls apart. Like, and we got there at some points when I had like the right tools to do certain things, and I couldn't get there. It was frustrating because it's like there's nothing you can do to really influence that. And that's the weird part. The garage goes on the left side. You can kind of influence that, but there's more rooms that can go on the left side than there are garages and like spaces. So it's like at some point you're going to run out of space, and if you run out of space and you don't have the garage, you just don't get to go to the garage. Even if you have the card key, even if you need to go there to like get some document, or you know a document's there but you forget what it was and you want to catalog it, you just can't go there. Like, this game is a roguelike in the form of every 5 playthroughs or every 10 playthroughs. Whereas other roguelikes, each playthrough is its own contained bubble that you can sort of play with. I think this game is unique in the format in that the roguelike is across multiple runs, multiple days. Like 3 days, one time, might be considered a full roguelike run of this game, that you can actually sort of like somewhat target certain things. Or maybe not even target, but like that you just get enough of variety that you're seeing some level of new and some level of existing combinations that ultimately lead to new information on these various levels of puzzles throughout the game, right? And then the next time it might be 5 days worth of runs, and then the next time it might be 7, next time it might be 2, it might even be like 1 that you get a perfect run. But that's the frustration with this game that I noticed with the drafting, is it gives you very little tools to manipulate the draft. The tools that you have are the same as any other card game, really. It's not really much else to think about, except for the fact that like this card game has special rules on certain cards. It's very close to Betrayal at House on the Hill, in the way that certain floor types have certain rooms that can only appear on those floor types. But beyond that, there's no other mechanism. It's exactly like Betrayal at House on the Hill, where depending, like if you shuffle the deck, and it's a true random shuffle based on sort of the mathematical probability, you just might not ever get something a certain game. And you might even get repeats over and over and over. In the same way that you play Betrayal, and you might play the same scenario over and over and over. It's a very fascinating system that feels strange. What the fuck was I gonna do? Oh, paintings. And I don't necessarily think it's the worst system ever, but it is enough to make you go, well, kind of wish there was something else here, right? Dune! The Dune movie! It's Dune! Pepper talk. Pepper talk. I'm like your grandfather who has Alzheimer's, who like gets into like a really awkward conversation, starts yelling about things, and says, Where the fuck did I put the remote? It's like, okay, Grandpa. Grandpa, time to move on, Grandpa. Grandpa, you gotta take your medication, Grandpa. Grandpa, there's no such thing as a blueprint. There's no such thing. We don't live in a monarchy anymore. We live in a democracy, as they say, but it's really an oligarchy. Grandpa. What the fuck is this? Do I use the Spanish name or do I use the English name? Sand Flan. Sand? Or is it Dune? Sand, Flan, Dune? I need to figure this out. Study. What word combinations are impossible? Glove, love, sting, sing, crowd, crow, groan, gown, snack, sack. It's not a snack. What is this? Flan? Let's write this out together, okay? Okay, class, let's figure this out. So flan jelly. So it could be jelly, but then it's like because okay, so this is the puzzle. Only one letter can stay. So there's only a one letter difference. So you have to find a word that has a one letter difference. Would you consider flan, caramel flan, a cake or a jelly or a jello? I love caramel flan, by the way. It's one of my favorite snacks. It's really good. I used to eat this shit every day. Dessert, that's gonna be really hard because you would need something that many words too. Flan, jelly, jello, dessert. Is it a cake? If we assume it's a cake, then it'd be interesting, but we can do something like this. And of this, do we do what words could this be? Actually, I'm silly. Wait, dessert equal desert. You're a genius. You're a genius. Okay, don't ever do that again, but that is genius. Because I was thinking sand dune. Because I don't think of this as a desert. I don't like I think of a desert. You know what it is? It depends on your level of knowledge of like different biomes within reality. Because to me, this is not a desert. This is specifically a sand dune, and this can be a feature of a desert. Because this is just a feature of like a larger desert. But desert, well, sand dune. So it could be this. Don't ever do that ever again. Like, don't ever type the answer. If you know the answer, just to keep it to yourself, as you know per the rules. When I ask you sort of like to take part in this, I do it as like a for fun thing, but primarily I'm playing the game for myself. Where it's like I don't want you to solve it. Well, I want you to solve it, but if you solve it, it's like keep it to yourself. Where it's like I want to solve it too, right? But it's not a you problem. It's just the fact that like everyone wants to be right in some way. It's like everybody wants to be the right person. English being your third language came in handy. Yeah, exactly. Like if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have been able to solve this. Because that's the thing. Okay, that's the thing that I did hate about this word puzzle in some places because you didn't intend to solve it though. Well, yeah, but it's like, what is the point of a puzzle game? No, it's not your bad. It's just a reality that like this is just gonna happen with puzzle games, and I just have to deal with it. And sometimes it'll happen that you solve it, right? And that's fine. But at least for me, the puzzle game is also the process. But the reason why I think you did solve it is because, and why I hate this puzzle game, it's the same reason with the crowbar. Because when you look at this, right? What do you think this is? Crowbar, beads, crowbar, praying, crowbar, pray. If you don't know the word pry, like what a crowbar does, this doesn't work. I still don't know this. I don't know what the fuck this thing is. Because I've never seen this thing on the left in my life. I've never seen this. it's a cake holder. It's like a cake stand. It's a stand and then a tie, like a bow tie. But it's like, how does that even, you know what I mean? Is that one of those chocolate fountains? Ooh, it could be. No. The chocolate fountain. Well, see, then it's a problem of, is the art exact? Because to me, this is a cake stand where you put like the different layers of cakes, or like a snack stand. It's like a old British cafe where you and your fellow aristocrats would be sipping some tea and saying, "Oh, how is your private army doing?" And then on the tray, each level, the top level has cakes, the second level has sandwiches, the final level has chocolate. But then what's the tie? Like it's this is the thing that I'm like, this puzzle gets annoying because there's so many different ways to interpret these images, where it's like, this is interpreted as the verb, this is interpreted as the thing itself and the locale that it exists in, right? Which is interesting. This one, I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at. Like, like some of these get complicated. So again, it's not you. It's just the fact that like this puzzle in particular invites that level of thinking, and because it's exciting to do so, it's just the nature of puzzle game streaming. We're just gonna happen. Like, we're just gonna happen upon these like cases. I encourage it on your own to like give these puzzles a like go. If you forget, it's not the worst thing ever. I'll just remind you, but the reminder is not a warning. It's like, because it's just an accepted loss. Like it's just it's like it's like being robbed. It's like you run a store. It's like you run any store. You just have to like account for the fact that you might be robbed sometimes, and there's nothing that you can do to stop it. Like, things just happen, and you just have to deal with it and like account for that price, right? So if we do dessert minus desert equals S. What does this solve? This. It solves this letter puzzle. So this solves the letter puzzle where every single room has a letter associated with it. And you can only get one single letter from each of these picture combinations. These picture combinations are static, and then you need to figure out what is the letter that they form in some way. Wait, did I not solve this? This is S. Stars, stairs, I. It's I. This is I. I'm gonna do lowercase because I can't. The whenever there's a font, can you please? Okay, so now I need your designer brain, because I don't know who else feels this way, but I feel like you would understand this specifically. Whenever the capital letter of a letter looks like a different letter, I find that to be a design failure of the font itself. If you can't disambiguate between various letters, and you rely on the word itself to solve it, it's a bad font, because some people don't know the words. Even people who speak the language don't know the words. Like, most Americans read at the third grade level. So you give them a word, and they might not even know it. How will they know if that's an I or an L? I don't even know if they know about capital letters. They definitely don't know about capitals. Very deep cut joke about, the current thing about the trade war and what they think about certain places. I just like to rag on America. It's just something funny about it. Uh-huh. Wait a minute. What the fuck does Windows? Wow. Wow. Hmm. Hmm. Some fonts with features have options to make each letter more readable / have a distinguishing form factor from each other. That's true. But then it makes you wonder why certain applications choose a font that doesn't have that by default. Like for me, it's like I feel like by default, shouldn't you always choose a font that allows you to distinguish each and every single form well? Like, is it that important to look really good? I don't know. Two things that should be stuck here. These books are kind of color coded, and it's freaking me out. There's something here. Stylistic choice, you guess. Probably, yeah. I guess then it comes down to like that same thing about that I ragged on with Navicula Midas, where it's like that game is a very good UI for the sake of the game, but like stylistically, it is also the most incomprehensible thing ever. But if you did the UI any other way, the game wouldn't work. But for fonts, for words, I feel like there's so many different choices that always work because as long as you can read it, it works. And would it ruin it so much to add a little flair to like the capital I? Else everyone would be using most readable fonts, aka one of those dyslexia fonts. Well, I guess like that's the difference, right? It's a bit like adding a ramp to your building. What you're suggesting is adding the ramp to your building for every single building. I'm not necessarily saying no to that, but my point is more so you have stairs. Some stairs have very high steps, some stairs are very low steps, but not every stair has like an average step number that is comfortable for most people. And so it's like it's not about sort of trending towards doing the most extreme version, but more so doing slight changes to make it at least comfortable as a baseline for something that is purely functional to some degree. And I would argue that you could even keep the stylistic choices because like let's say you take a font that's like within Obsidian where the capital I looks like an L, right? If the only change that you have to make to the font is to make it so that that the L has like a slight curve at the top and the bottom for the lowercase, then you keep the same view, the same style of the rest of the letters. And the L has a very slight, almost imperceptible, but noticeable to the general form of it, such that it is distinguishing from everything else change that allows you to see it distinctly as its own. Or even if the I had the two caps at the top, right? I feel like that's not that much of a difference in choice. Where it's like it's even lower than the stairs, because the stairs would be trending towards the average of like everybody goes for like the like you know the like average stairs, right? But I'm not even saying for like to go towards an average font that everyone uses. It's the same font library for everything. It's just like you get to keep the same styles, but you get like a slight tweak that allows you to read it slightly better. You bet that the Obsidian font has the features option for L. It's just that the developers didn't enable it. Since most of the time it's a feature that has to be enabled. Yeah. But like that's like a technical reason. Where it's like, I wonder why they didn't bother to think about that, or like to like add that as a default. Not to say that it's like necessary, but I don't think of the technical reason as like being a very meaningful argument like for or against it, because technicality is literally just a skill issue. Of like, do you have the skill to do it? If so, then yes. If no, then no. Whereas like the decision to want to do it, the impetus and the drive and the desire to want to do it, that's what I'm trying to like hone into. It's like, why was that not there? Why is the precursor to the technical skill necessary not even there in the first place? And maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe I can do it. But I'm not going to work for them. Okay, so I got a drafting strategy, which is pretty useless, honestly. Kimberly Thompson. Wait a goddamn minute. Mrs. Peterson, sorry. So I got the Drafting Strategy Architectural Digest V3. What I want to get is Swimbird. Swimbird and the History of Arindia. These are two very important books because both of these are from the main characters. The pump system is very important for the laboratory. We'll do Swimbird for now. Simon P. Jones. What does the P in my name stand for? My full name is Simon P. Jones. Refers to the time when I peed my pants, probably. Well, workshop. Holy shit, we might be able to get the burner lamp. Classroom. While drafting in classroom, you may draw new floor plans one time for each drafting room in your house. Vault is pretty sick for 40 coins, but let's check out the classroom first. I've never been here. You know what this calls for? You know what this reminds me of?
Start making your noise. Start making your noise. Roll around on the floor and make your noise, Alden. Here we go. Can you make your noise? Alden, if you could start crawling on the floor and making some noise, that would be so beautiful. Cry for me. Crawl on the floor and cry like a little baby. Can you do that, Alden? Can you cry out like a little baby for the film? It would be so beautiful. Crawl over there and crawl around and cry like a baby. See, real loud. Can you do it? Can you do it? Crawl and cry like a baby. Alden, do that thing. That would be so beautiful. That's great, like that. Can you make noise? Keep making noise. Make some crying noise, some sad, loud crying noises. Don't be happy. Don't be happy.
Don't be happy.
Don't be happy. Upset. Roll around and be upset. There you go. That's beautiful. Roll back the other way. Roll back the other way. Roll back the other way. Same thing. Roll back. Roll back. No. It's too happy. Roll again. Get over there and roll really in pain. Really in pain. That's beautiful. Scream like you're at a concert. Can you scream like you're at a concert, Alden? Scream out like you're at a concert. A rock and roll concert. Scream out. Scream out at the man at the door.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That was David Lynch, everyone, telling some kid to crawl around like a baby. He needed it for some voice thing, but I can't remember what the context was. So, out of context, it's probably the funniest thing that I've ever heard. This is an interesting room. Classroom puzzle. Can you find the difference? Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm curious about this whole room. Because is that Sans Undertale during the Sans Undertale thingamabob? I didn't know that I had that emote, but it is funny. This room is interesting. Because there's a lot of different things going on here. One, the puzzle pieces are laid out for us. This is probably another hint that you would be doing this. I didn't pick up on the commissary hint, though, so I wouldn't have picked up on this hint. Nor would I have realized that it's the same picture, because if you find the commissary in a different place, it's a different picture every single time. But this is the classroom puzzle that belongs in that floor, which we have already kind of. Actually, where does this go? Same thing, actually. It's the same airplane and the map thing. So we already have it. There's no need to copy this. But it is another hint that you would need to do this, similar to this one from the commissary. Maybe it's floor plan airplane, but I'm not really sure. This classroom is very color coded, and I'm more aware of the colors now because the colors is also a part of the Arendia realm and sigils thing that we found inside the underground. For instance, the colors, there's blue, violet, red, orange, yellow, green, and the various shades of which, all of which are still, like it's like every single shade, and like each shade is still like it's still considered that color. These are all very important. This has to be important for something. So, schoolroom, classroom. Okay, well, first off, an Epic Games launcher requires an update. How about you suck my fat, meaty cock, you shove it in your mouth, up your ass, and then you take a shit. You fuck? Sorry. Fuck off, Epic Games. What the fuck is wrong with you? Sorry, I get so pissed off whenever something pops up and it's like, we have to restart. Like, fuck off! I'm in the middle of something, man. Anyways, so the classroom has this to say. The classroom. An exact copy of the floor plan used in the architectural design of Reddington Elementary. These copies were deployed in Mount Holly as a short-term solution to allow the curriculum to continue uninterrupted while the new school was being built in town. Cool effect. It's an unusual room because it only shows up when you draft the school room outside. I forget the name of it now. What else is there? There's this desk thing over here. Can I close the door? No. Color worksheet. Each color is only used twice. Fill in each object with its correct color. What the fuck is this? Okay, well, these two are definitely related. The color worksheet as well as the colors here. Oh my god. It's the symbols. It's the flags. This helps you correlate the flag room inside the schoolhouse. Look at the comments from the teacher as well. Each color is only used twice. So the hint is that only two of these can be... Only two instances of a color can ever show up. So he got 10 out of 12 correct. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 things. Of the colors that he used that have multiples, there are two multiples. There's only two colors with multiples in this entire thing. And we can see that it's red and blue immediately. Yellow and green do not have a corresponding color. What is green here? Orange is done. That makes sense. Grapes are done. That makes sense. Blue floor plan, blue lake, not the blue flag. So, okay, let me think about this. So, let me just write this down. So, okay, so related to underground book about sigils. It's a sigil. It's a sigil. I sure do wish there was a way to link things by typing. Fuck me, visual boards. This is the problem with many tools, as many tools will sort of go too far down the visual realm. And like, it's cool to be visual and stuff, dude, but like, sometimes text really is the best way to do it. And sometimes shortcuts really are the best way to accomplish something. Because this is hell. This is hell. Is this the real life? This is hell. Follow this connection because it gives us moat colors. Gives us moat colors. That's not a typo, you American fucks. It gives us moat colors. And we gotta go here. Of the colors in use, 2 colors missing. So 2 blue and red. Blue plus red have too many usages. Yellow plus green, not enough. Okay? Broccoli. So for sure, the flag, the Marshall flag, is not... Well, the mountain flag is not blue. Water plus floor plans are blue. Although there were different colors for floor plans, as we saw within Architectural Digest. Though let's assume that these kids in grade fucking 1 have no clue about Architectural Digest, and they're probably not reading volume 3 of Architectural Digest. Okay, let's assume that these grade 1 kids don't know, like, they don't even know the kids don't even know that they're alive, man. The lizard. So let's do like the lizard. Fire hydrant. Hydrant plus cart is red. Lizard is not red because lizards just aren't red. Like, well, they can be red, but I've never seen a red lizard. So maybe it's not true that they can be red. I've literally never seen a red lizard, and it's freaking me the fuck out. Chat, have you ever seen a red lizard? I'm freaking the fuck out. Is there even such a thing as a red lizard? Oh shit. Wait, I have to Google this. It's freaking me out. Are there red lizards? Red lizards are some of the most decorated lizards. Fuck, there are. Sure, if you paint it. There's a northern red salamander. Wait. Remember how I was reading? So, remember how I said that lizards are some of the most decorated... Red lizards are some of the most decorated lizards? Look at where that snippet of knowledge came from. That snippet of knowledge came from this. Let me just save this as a screenshot because I don't want to show you my whole thing. My whole threshy. Red lizard. I thought this was like a real link because I didn't read. Like I fall into this information, chat. I just fell for this information. Because imagine my surprise when I look at the link and I read it, but I don't see that what I'm reading comes, hey, what happened to the image? How come it's not short? Come on, you cocksucker. Come on. Come on, then. Come on, you cocksucker. Come on. Okay, so... Come on, you cocksucker. Look at my surprise when the link that piece of information comes from is from the official Rain World wiki. Like, I don't even know if these things are real, man. Like, Google is basically useless for me. From the official Rain World wiki, red lizards are some of the most decorated lizards. And I was like, okay, I believe it. They're totally real then. I'm just so stupid. And that's how this information starts, right? Is like you don't really check, and then all of a sudden it's like bad for you. But let's assume that the lizard is not red, and the mountain flag is not thing. So which one is green and which one is red? So lizard equals, and the mountain flag equals. Is a lizard yellow or is it green? I'm going to assume that lizards are green because that seems like the most obvious choice. It's in the same way that like snakes are typically drawn as like a green animal, right? And thus that means that the mountain flag is yellow because like a typical lizard, and mountain flag is yellow. So mountain flag is yellow. So this implies certain things. So now we know that for the moats, this and this have these specific colors, but I haven't confirmed it yet. But I at least know the color of this. So if I look at the color of the check mark, and I go over here, go over here. Rindia Fen something. These are color coded. So, down arrow equals what? I don't know, but that's why we have follow connection. Down arrow is orange. Hourglass is purple. Equal orange. Hourglass equal purple. Can I just change the color of this so I know? Orange, purple. Green lizards. What are you gonna say next? That emeralds are green and not of every color of the rainbow? Yeah, and sadly hedgehogs are not blue. Why the fuck did they make Sonic blue? Can somebody explain this to me? Why did they choose blue? Like, you ever see a hedgehog? It looks like this. Hedgehog. I'll just look, this is a hedgehog. Copy image. That's a hedgehog. It's not blue. Why'd they do this to the hedgehog? Sonic says... Suck my dick. We'll just leave it there. We'll leave it there, and we won't explain why that's there. We'll simply leave it there. So when I die in the next, like, I don't know, 100 years or something, whoever takes over my obsidian canvas, they will, like, that's my puzzle. That's my puzzle. This is my obsidian canvas is my blueprints. Right? That canvas is my blueprints. Whoever takes it over needs to figure out why I wrote Sonic says suck my dick. They need to infer the meaning of this. And their prize is like psychic damage. My favorite color is red. My name is Benny and my favorite color is red. I love red. My mom and dad are getting divorced. My favorite color is red because they're getting divorced and all I see is sadness in my life. B minus. Okay. What? 9 out of 12. 10 out of 12. Are there all failures in this classroom? Sorry, that is the dumbest kid I've ever seen in my life. Okay, look. Doctor. Right? Doctor. Not really sure what they're gonna end up, but it's not gonna be good. You know? Like, you can just tell some kids are not gonna make it in life. Some kids are not gonna make it in life, and that's okay. But, like, you know, the failure starts at home. Failure starts at home. Oh god, that is some funny stuff. Holy moly. Okay, so this is really something that's true of all of them. These are all really connected. So this is that worksheets. What's interesting is that there's some overlap in them. So what's funny is that I think I need to do the worksheet myself. I'm gonna need to do the worksheet myself, chat. So I'm gonna superimpose each and every single one like a CSI style Photoshop thing. And I'm gonna look at the key differences between them and the score. The 2 out of 10 score, I don't need them. Because they're just a failure, right? It's these kids who I need the most, which is a weird thing to say. Let me rephrase that. I need the homework that these children have made so that I can get the answer. Now we're gonna see my intelligence level. Okay, now I feel nervous. Now I feel incredibly nervous. I don't know if I want to be here now. I don't know if I want to do this anymore. There's an empty one, chat. There's an empty one. Okay, wait. First off, why is there a canvas here? Art? In my classroom? I pay you to teach my kids valuable skills, like how to work in a coal mine. Wait, what do you mean you're letting them draw pictures and do art? Heathen. Eat that. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Okay. We're going to do this live. Okay? I'm going to do this. And we're going to do it in a way that Obsidian would be happy with us doing it in, right? We're going to do this. So this is the empty worksheet. What do we know about the various results here? Okay, what do we know about the various results? So let's look at the first homework assignment. Okay, first off, what do I think is which color? Okay, let me just try to base it off of what do I think is like each color. You know what? This is the wrong spot to do it in. You need to go to a canvas. What is this assignment called? Color worksheets. We need music. Like we need something to really sell the fact that I'm doing a child's assignment. Like we need something to... I think I need to keep playing this. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. Put this on loop. Just to put this on the loop. Yeah, here we go.
Roll around on the floor and make
Okay,
noise
so
all the
I'm pretty sure the colors are like this.
If you could start crawling on the floor and making some
I'm
noise,
almost certain that the colors are like this. I need to take another screenshot of it. Sorry. Give me a second. Take a screenshot of it here.
Can you do that, Alden? Can you cry
Okay,
out
so
like
I gotta put this onto here.
beautiful? Crawl over
So
there.
that's the worksheet. Okay, so now this is what I'm doing. Okay,
See, a real
my name
Can you do it?
is
Can you do it?
Oops. Okay. Teacher, my pencil doesn't work.
Alden, do that thing. That would be
Is
so beautiful.
this
That's great. Like that.
licorice?
Can you make noise? Keep making noise.
Okay, so we're gonna do this. My favorite color is white, so which that's probably problematic. So let's now do this. Can I do like a color sample? Okay, we'll just do like green. Okay, we're gonna make our own green. We're gonna make our own blue because I don't have the right colors, so I can't really do this. We'll do our own orange. Look at yellow. How do I get like a yellow? Where's the yellow color? Okay, well fuck it. Whatever. Can I? Oh, I can choose. Oh, you can choose a color. Oh, perfect. Okay, so maybe if I just go back and I undo this and this and this. Chat, I'm panicking. Okay, so what do I think is blue? This is very obvious. I think I know what is blue. I think very specifically. It's the water. So I think the water is blue. We'll do like a large stroke over here. Okay, well, can I do this at like 50% opacity so it doesn't like break everything? No yellow for me. No yellow color for you. I think the water is blue. Yes, this is on loop. You're going to hear this the entire time on the loop. So the floor plan, it's like, okay, so now this is the problem, right? I am cursed with the knowledge that only an adult would have. So do you consider Architectural Digest Volume 3? Think about this. Because if you consider Architectural Digest Volume 3, or maybe was it inside the drawing room? Maybe it was inside the like drafting room. Wasn't there an emote of people drawing? Is there an emote of people drawing? Please send me that emote if you can find it. Because I can't find it. I am busy trying to solve the problem of what these colors are. Look. Blueprints could be any color. Like, am I on the drafting spectrum?
Roll around and be upset. Roll around and be upset. There you go. That's beautiful. Roll back the other way.
I'm sorry for that joke. I'm sorry for making a joke about being on the drafting spectrum. It was just staring at me in the face. But if I am on the drawing spectrum, then it's like, okay, like the drafting spectrum. Then is it really blue for a floor plan? That's the most typical color, but there's different kinds of colors. For instance, violet prints, for example, only used when creating plans for a bedroom or an orange floor plan. So there's different colors for different things. And so how do I know which one is really real? I'm cursed with the knowledge that only an adult would have, that these children don't understand. Donk Crayon. So which one do we consider? Let's assume that I'm not going to follow the drafting spectrum. That is a incredibly unfortunate name. Why did they make that name? Why is the book named that? Why does that have that? I get it's like spectrums of the colors, but like there's just something funny about just like it's not funny. It's incredibly rude. I'm sorry. Blueprints, color worksheets. So we look at the color worksheet, okay? So now I know exactly what I'm doing. If we assume that the blueprint is blue, because all blueprints are blue, then what I can do is something like this. So let's do a bit of a blue blueprint, fill this in. Okay, what color is a grape? Don't answer that question, it's a rhetorical. I ask you because I believe that you don't know, and I ask you so that you know. The problem, and you see the problem, grapes have two colors in them. There's a leaf on this, wait, there's a leaf! Chat, there's a leaf on this grape. What do I do? Chat, there's a leaf on this grape. I don't know what to do, because the leaf is green. Okay, now we got a problem. Everyone, please refer to your worksheets section 2.1 and then go over to the Fruit of the Loom illustration. Fruit of the Loom logo. Look at these grapes. What do you do, man? What are you supposed to do? Because Fruit of the Loom, if you look at the Fruit of the Loom logo, okay, now we've got a bit of a problem here. The Fruit of the Loom logo specifically shows how the grapes have green in them. Don't worry about the color balancing. It's fucked up at the moment.
Start making your noise.
Like now we've got a bit of a problem, chat. That I don't know how to rectify this. Because the look of this, it has green, but the teacher said I can only use two colors. And so, what is green then? Well, I know what is green. It's a broccoli. Broccoli is green. It's a nice broccoli colored flavor. So you got broccoli over here, but then the stem of the broccoli, but this is the thing. A good broccoli is green. A unripe broccoli, I think it's unripe, it's fucking yellow. Dog. What am I supposed to do?
Can you make noise? Keep making noise.
What do we do? Chat, what do we do?
Some crying noise, some sad.
Broccolis have yellow, white, and green in them. The stalk is white. So actually, it's only the leafy bit that's green. Like, I'm actually going insane. I'm actually going insane. I don't know what to do. So Architectural Digest, Fruit of the Loom, and this random image of a broccoli that I pulled from Google Images all tell me that I'm wrong. What is a fire hydrant? What do fire hydrants look like? I won't even cheat on this. Fire hydrant. Okay, they're all red. They're all red. Okay, fire hydrant is easy. Yes, I did Google it. Listen, I'm losing control of like my own life. This is because like I just don't believe that these colors are like real anymore. Okay, so it's red. So this is red.
Start making your noise.
What the fuck am I supposed to do? So okay, so that's a red fire hydrant. This cart thing has to be red. I can't believe that this is not. It would be remiss to believe that this is not red because it feels like it comes out of like a TV show with a kid pulls something around. Pumpkins are oranges and bananas are yellow. So let's do orange, and then we'll do yellow for the banana.
See, real loud. Can you do it? Can you do it?
Fuck.
Crawl
But then now the problem is like what else is yellow? Like I don't really know from this point on.
So beautiful. That's great.
Because like what else could be considered a yellow color? I don't really know. Now you have these three, okay? Now we need to examine and we need to cross-examine what is correct. Because do you consider is the lizard okay? So now the problem is like have you used all the green? If so, what do you do? There's six colors.
There you go. That's beautiful. Roll back the other way. Roll back the other way. Roll back the other way. Same thing. Roll back. Roll back. No. It's too happy. Roll again. Get over there and roll.
There's
roll
six
really
colors?
In pain. Really in
How
pain.
many? There's 12 things. 6 times 2 is 12. There's exactly 2 usages. So, you know what?
Like you're at a concert.
12 divided by 6 is 2. There's exactly 2 usages per color, which means that these leaves are actually not green. These leaves don't exist. So if I delete the leaf color, what happened to the image?
Start making your noise.
Okay, let's assume that the leaf image is gone. There's already 2 blue, so blue is done.
Roll
Okay.
around on the floor and make your noise.
So now we consider that blue as a whole
Alden, if you could start
is completely done. So blue is done. Blue no longer exists. Blue gets wiped from existence. We now have green, yellow, orange, red is done because the fire hydrant, I'm assuming, as well as the cart,
crawl around and cry like a baby.
and purple. So green, yellow, orange, purple.
Do it? Can you do it? Crawl and cry like a baby. Alden, do that thing.
How do I not know that this is not a red lizard?
Can you make noise? Keep making noise. Make
Hey, Billy, Billy, this is kind of weird for me to ask, but like, my parents are getting divorced. Can I copy your homework? Yeah, I haven't had time to do it. I've just been kind of sad at home. Is that okay, bro? Really? Oh, thanks, man. Listen, I'll figure out a way to make it up to you. Thanks, man. Yeah, because my parents are they're getting divorced, and like, I don't know what to do. My dad says he doesn't love my mom anymore. Says that he like loves another woman named Margaret or something. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just want to go home and play with my Transformers. Anyways, RG. That's a stupid name. Sorry. RG, hey RG, I saw you got a 10 out of 12. Can I see your answers? You stupid fucking idiot. Why did you make this look like this? You stupid idiot. Classic. Too real life. Now, 2 out of 10. What is the commonality? What are all the common features of all of these images? I don't know. I actually don't. I don't know. I don't know. But the blueprint is blue. He got 9 out of 12, which is yellow. I'm gonna assume that the lizard is green. Because he got 9 out of 12, he got 10 out of 12, but he got the blueprint color off. He got the grapes and everything else correct. The flag was off. Benny was the closest to being correct, but the problem is that you need to somehow figure out which one is correct and not correct. It all depends on which color you... It all hinges on the lizard. Everything hinges on this lizard. You know what? There's one more child that I forgot, and you know what? No Child Left Behind is apparently the new educational policy in America since like many years ago. Is that the policy? No Child Left Behind. Yeah, No Child Left Behind. Wait, an act to close was it 2001, 2002? So this child is now key to our understanding of this problem. No Child Left Behind. What's your name? What's your name, kiddo? It's lagging. Caleb, you're not destined for great things, but you're doing something. You ain't destined for great things, but you're doing something, Caleb. And I am gonna help you succeed in life. This thing is lagging so much. I need to restart Obsidian. It's dying. Caleb is the answer. Do you know why Caleb is the answer? Because his worksheet is only red. He only got 2 things correct. So this is saying none of the flags are red. Memory leak, classic, probably. Yeah. So it's because I had them both open at the same time. Oops. So none of the flags are red. Maybe Caleb is a communist. Just look at those flags. You know what? No joke, chat. No fucking joke. You know who else thought the flag was red? The foreman. Do you know why? Because the foreman wrote in his book, red banners. He also thought the flag was red. We have communists everywhere. My foreman is a communist and his child is a communist. That child could have grown up to be my foreman, which is why those tunnels fucking suck. Because like he's not the smartest dude. Like this could be Caleb. The person who scribbled this on the book could be Caleb. Caleb could be my head foreman, and he could be stupid. It's all coming together. Wow. That's amazing. Okay, so Caleb is my foreman. Is the child form of the foreman of the house because he believes that red equal flag. Right? So it's all coming together. But this at least tells us that none of the flags are red. So if I go to my worksheet, the red color is already done, but so this doesn't really help me, actually. I thought it maybe like helped me narrow it down, but I don't think it does. But now we need to figure out from these which one is correct. I had to turn off the video because it was hurting my ears. Basically, so all of them got the assignment correct that none of the flags are red. But what does this mean? This person got a 10 out of 12. There's 2 things obviously wrong, right? There's also one with 1 too many colors. Each color is used only twice. So this at least tells us that what is empty is the lizard and the thing. So this at least tells us that the orange is correct and the purple is correct, right? Because the 2 colors that are in use is blue and red. So she would have marked it down to 8 out of 12 if these 2 flags were also incorrect per their color. But it's only 10 out of 12 because he used 2 extra colors, of which is red and blue, which don't impact these 2 flags. So orange flag is down arrow, purple flag is this arrow. Okay, I'm not stupid. I can do this. Okay, put back on the soundtrack. As much as I loathe it, like I do need to, like it does sell the feeling of like somebody trying to. It's like that whole show of like, are you smarter than a 5th grader? I don't know. I don't know if I am. What was it again? Is this orange? Fuck. Okay, well, listen. When you get older, you get memory loss issues. Children have perfect memory, yet not enough skill to make use of it. When you get older, you have all the skill in the world to make use of it, but now you have you now have a memory issues. Put the L soundtrack from Death Note. I refuse to be associated with the Death Note fandom. Not because Death Note is a bad show, but because the fandom is full of like strange people. let's just say there's something weird about you Death Note watchers. There's something weird about you all.
Keep making noise. some crying noise, some sad, loud crying noises. Don't be happy. Don't be happy. Roll around and be upset. Roll around and be upset. There you go. That's beautiful. Roll back the other way. Roll back the other way. Roll back the other way. Same thing.
Okay, so purple and green, purple and orange are now done.
No.
So now the only two colors left are green and yellow, okay? I don't know if this is a yellow, lizard, because there's such a thing as is it not a skink? Is it... Are you a skink? Yeah, this is a skink. Alright, skink's yellow. Skinks can be yellow, but red salamanders can be red. Like, there's something wrong with this. But are lizards what is the stereotypical color
Start making your noise.
of a lizard? What is the stereotypical color of a lizard? Green. If we assume that a green lizard is the color, then this leaves yellow as the flag of the mountain. Let's do green. Here, you are now a green lizard. In fact, in honor of it being the green lizard, I'll even draw a wizard hat. It is the green lizard wizard.
Like a baby. Alden, do that thing. That would be so beautiful. That's great, like that.
It's the green lizard wizard.
Keep making noise.
It's the green lizard wizard.
Noise, some sad, loud
And the
crying
lizard
noise.
wizard hat
Don't
is like
be
a nice
happy.
purple,
Don't
because he's
be
fabulous.
happy. Roll around and be upset. Roll around and be upset.
Perfect.
There you go. That's beautiful.
Perfect.
Roll back the other way. Roll back the other way.
And he has a little
Roll back the
star
other way.
on top
Same thing.
to focus his
Roll back,
powers.
Roll back.
Perfect.
No. It's too
Just
happy.
a little color on
Roll
top to
again.
focus
Get
his
over there
powers.
and roll really in pain. Really in pain. That's beautiful. Scream like you're at a concert. Can you scream like you're at a concert?
How do I use this?
Scream out like you're at a concert.
Chat, how come it's inverting the color? I don't know what the hell's going on.
Scream out at the man at the door.
Why is it doing this? Stop inverting the color, please. He gets a little star on top because he's a little star, and now he's a lizard wizard. If we assume all of this, then it totally makes sense that the flag is now yellow because lizards are stereotypically green, just like how snakes are green within most media. So if we assume this, it totally makes sense. I am smarter than a 5th grader. It only took me 25 minutes. I'm smarter than a 1st grader. It only took me 25 minutes. Honestly, pretty good. Some of you wouldn't even be able to solve this. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm up there with the greats. I'm up there with the greats. Like Leonardo da Vinci, Michael DiCaprio. What's his name? Michael DiCaprio. I'm a genius. Mountain equal yellow. See. Mountain equal yellow. See my worksheet for proof. Oh, and then what did the teacher write? Like the teacher wrote a thing, right? So first off, let's attach the worksheet over here. See my worksheet for proof. So we do, nah. And then the teacher, didn't she write a little thing on it to say what was the score? B minus and the score? Okay. Red? Oh, it's because of the opacity. What? It transforms the opacity when you pick the color? I don't fucking get it. Why is the color picker so stupid? What's this? Huh? A plus. You're so smart. No one's ever said that about me before. Hey, Freddie, like, yeah, I'm moving away. And my parents are getting divorced. Hey, thanks for that one time you let me copy your homework, bro. Like, it helped me get a perfect score. Yeah, I was so happy when Mrs. Peterson said that I was a good teacher, said that I was the best student. She made me feel really happy. Yeah, I'm sad I'm gonna be leaving you guys behind. No, it's okay, man. I'll keep in touch. I'll try to convince my dad to keep in touch, but he hasn't been happy very lately. He's been throwing things around, and I've just been kind of waiting in my room for him to stop getting angry. And I'm really hoping the new place has like a hiding room that I can go into whenever he gets into his moods. Anyway, see you, Freddy. See you, REG. Don't talk to me ever again, Caleb. And see ya, Benny. You guys are really cool friends to me. Bye. Kermit Gape. Can you not do that again? Why did you do Kermit Gape? Kermit Gape. The color of the numbers. Why is there infinity? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Infinity 9, 10. Oops, wrong emote. These are important at the top, because all of these colors also matter. So if I look at this, and I look at this, and I look at the infinity symbol. Sure. This game needs more constant music, I will say, because some rooms are eerily quiet that I don't like it. And at least there should be an option to play music more often, because someone like me, like, I need background noise to focus. If I don't have background noise, I can't focus. Which sounds illogical, but then when you understand who I am, then it makes sense. But this has infinity on blue. So infinity symbol on blue is an 8 turned sideways. So it's saying something. Infinity symbol on blue, 8 turned sideways, means it's trying to, like, oh, it's Nurge. Like you got Kermit Gape from Nurge. Because look at the order. The order doesn't matter. It doesn't go in a particular pattern, right? It doesn't go like, you know, yellow, purple, blue into yellow, purple, blue. It goes yellow, purple, blue, yellow, blue. It's in the same grid axis. What did you just say about? Oh, as in like, oh, the emote. I was like, what's in the same grid axis? You can't just say things that sound like puzzle solutions without me getting confused, okay? I don't look at the 7TV emote selector as a puzzle. You're freaking me out. I was like, where's the grid axis? What are you seeing that I'm not? I was like, where's the grid axis? Where is it? What do you mean? I was freaking out, chat. I was like, oh no, I missed something, didn't I? But this is the puzzle. So this and this is the puzzle. Because it's the same pattern. Math E emotes, grid axis. Yes. So blue, yellow, blue, purple, yellow, blue, infinity, purple, blue, yellow, blue, purple. I don't get this. Wait, so this is the pattern. Because then shouldn't it reset the thing, but it doesn't reset the thing. It goes to yellow and then it goes right into blue. And then it goes purple. Yellow, blue, purple. Yellow, blue. It starts from the 4. This is a number. This is a number sequence using the letters. Okay, this is like a number. So this forms a number sequence that can be obtained by looking at color pattern above. I don't know. What does this mean? What? Gulf of America? What? I'm just kidding. It's like, what? What are they teaching in these classrooms? What the fuck? That's a good security room. Don't colors just repeat? No. So I thought they repeat too. But look. Yellow, purple, blue. Yellow, blue. So now we're on E5. 6, 7, 8. F, G, H, purple, yellow, blue. Purple, yellow, blue. Purple, blue. Purple, blue. If it repeats and it goes to 1, it should be... Wait. I'm too tired for this. wait. No. Yeah. It should be yellow, purple, but instead it's yellow, blue, which is only here, but not here. And no, neither is it from this. So it's like there's a break in the sequence, and that break in the sequence means something. It means that it's not a sequence of things. It is the color coding that matters. Basically, the pattern doesn't matter. It's the color coding that matters, but I don't really know if that makes sense because there's only 3 colors, so how do you know what the color matters? Because there's 10 distinct numbers, and I don't get it. You know that movie? There's a movie of this guy who, he's a kid. He goes into a coma for like 30 years. Comes back. He has to go back to school in like grade 6. But he's like a 40-year-old dude. Like, I'm that guy right now. I'm in the classroom. I've been in a coma for the last like 27 years of my life. And I come out into the classroom. I'm like a 30-year-old man, but I've never learned the colors. And I'm like, why is this red? Hey, Mrs. Peterson, why is this red? Oh, Jimmy. Please stop talking. You're scaring you're scaring the kids. And I go, what? But Mrs. Peterson, I'm a kid. Ah! And I just like crying. Horse. Where's the paintings? So this room has a painting, which we got. This room has no chess pieces. None. I wasted a step to go back here, but that's fine. Everything in this room is color-coded. It's freaking me out, chat. There's colors everywhere. This room has a haunts. The horse, I think, matters, but I don't know how. I'm actually almost at the right time. I think I missed the right time for the clock inside the den. But the chess pieces... This haunts. The haunts is in what room? I don't know. The haunts is in this room. Well, no, don't do that. The haunts is in the second from the upper room, which I don't know if it has a room yet. It does. So I can have it. But then that's weird. What does this lead to? So actually, these pieces are in different rooms. What the fuck? It's not tied to the tile of the room. It's tied to the room itself. It's tied to the room itself. So, hold up. These two share the same space where they were both found. Ergo, it is not a room layout puzzle, but a piece tied to the room itself. It's a room I need to keep track of the pieces and the room it's found in. Fuck, so this map is useless then. So actually this whole thing is also useless here. After I said hold up, you get a flashback of the okay, I pull up capybara meme. I love that meme so much. There's something funny about the capybara becoming like the mascot. The mascot for that like for that type of vibe, you know what I mean? Like, because the capybara doesn't give a shit. Like, the capybara doesn't You can't eat the capybara. The capybara won't eat you, and no one really cares about the capybara. But the capybara is just there to live life. But the fact that it all combines into one system of like the capybara is cool enough to like have that reputation, like that's pretty funny to me. Security has a chess piece, so security has this piece. So security has this piece. So some rooms have pieces, some rooms don't. It's not based on position, it's based on the pieces themselves. There's a piano room? No shit. Something tape 2, tape 3. Lots of... Wait, there's a lot of food this time. Usually we don't get that many apples. Damn. I thought it was onto something with the chess piece locations, but it does make it easier for me to figure things out because now I sort of know where things are supposed to go. Whereas before I was a little confused because like, okay, how do the chess pieces relate to anything? But now that I know it's based on the rooms themselves, I just need to map out the correct rooms, really. You do wonder why they exist. You wonder if they have some ecological benefit or something. You ever like eat like a steak? Now look at the capybara and realize that its body is like 99% steak. Like it's 99% steak. Like it's pretty delicious actually. You could eat that thing and like have a pretty good time. Like of the rodents to eat, I think I'd rather eat a capybara than say like a mouse. People eat them all the time. Can you look at this keyboard? I just noticed this about the keyboard. What the fuck is this keyboard? Look at the numpad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? What? That's important. I need to remember this. Wait, this keyboard's all fucked up. There's no period button. Huh? Let's see. YouTube.com. Capybara stew. How to cook a capybara. Okay, don't search this up. Wow. That is incredibly... That's so gruesome looking. That is incredibly gruesome looking. Wow. With the flamethrower? Really? Wow. How to catch and cook a baby capybara. From the Urban Rescue Ranch YouTube channel. What? Okay. You actually cook... Did you actually... No, he just rescued him. We tried the capybara, the largest rodent in the world, which is on the menu in Colombia. I mean, that's the thing, right? Of all the meats to eat, I would eat the capybara. Like he looks like a pretty tasty thing. You bet it has a second layer for the 7, 8, or the 9. You think it's like my keyboard? I don't think so. I think this is a puzzle. I know it's crazy, but I think that this is a puzzle. I think this is a puzzle. It has to be. Because why else would it be here? So we go... Oops. No. We go back to the thing. And we go to security room. What is sexless? Sexless? Why did I write this? Sexless. Why did I write? Because the room is sexless. I forgot about the room being sexless. There's already a photo of it. Oh, you're good. Everything is a puzzle. Everything is a puzzle, and it's freaking me out. I mean, that's life, though. Like, life is a puzzle. Life is a puzzle. All the world's a stage, and we're players and plays in it. There's an upgrade disc somewhere. What? There's an upgrade disc lying around inside the house. What? Where? What do you mean there's an upgrade disc? Oh. I need a shovel. It's inside the dirt. Inside the schoolhouse thing. Oh. Can't do a laboratory. I can do a guest room. I don't know if I want a furnace. Well... Furnace? You know what? If you do the furnace, think about this. The shelter. What does the shelter do? The shelter protects you from the negative effects of red rooms. Why is that important? Because the the furnace room is also a red room. What happens when you protect yourself from a furnace room? The fire turns off. I bet you can open it to look inside the thing to see what's inside of the furnace. I think that's what I need to do with the furnace. I'm inspecting to see if there's any signs of sex in the sexless room. And you remember how I had this whole story about the paintings and how the painting represents them not having sex because it's dry. It's dry like a desert. That was the wrong purpose of the paintings. I hyper focus on the paintings only to come to the wrong conclusion. I hyper focus on the paintings to come to a conclusion of sexlessness, never realizing that I'm in the presence of a puzzle. What's wrong with me? There's already something here. Huh. Oh, bride bridge. I just got it. Bride bridge. G. Bride bridge minus bride equals G. Oh, I'm such a genius. Suck my dick. I'm a genius. Fuck you. Now, we need to go back a bit. So I can open this up. Maybe get something interesting. But what I really want to go through is the parlor. But I'm going to come back here later. Because opening the parlor gives us music. The key is I now have a magnifying glass. I can look at anything. Especially the rooms. The schoolhouse room. Huh? Hey, yo. Don't question me. You know what's up. 72. 72? What does that mean? 72. Do geniuses get pussy? No. Well, sometimes. Maybe. The thing about being a genius and getting pussy, right? Geniuses may be the only people who can find the clitoris first try. Because they've studied their entire life for that moment to finger fuck somebody. Think about that. You ever hear those stories from women on like Reddit where they say, yeah, like dudes can't even find the clitoris? And I go, buddy, it's like right there. Like it's kind of hard to miss, right? And really the hard part is about how you maneuver your fingers to give it like a pleasurable feeling, but not too strongly. Like you want to get just the right amount of... Anyways, it's getting too like sexual. But what I'm trying to say is, right? Is that if finding it is a problem, then the geniuses have it solved. They're already busy on step 2. Like they're collecting data on you, okay? Every time a genius fingers you, with his other hand, not on his cock, but on his journal, he's filling out his obsidian notebook with details like, I went lightly today and she didn't have a good reaction. But if I do it slightly harder while I'm inside of her, she nuts like crazy. That's how you know a genius has better sex. Geniuses just, geniuses can get it on, man. Chads care about their own coming. And that's boring, man. But geniuses, dude, they make you come. You coming is like a science experiment to them. Look at this photo. Do you know where this photo was taken? I just realized this. He took the photo inside the washroom. Do you know why it's inside the washroom? That's a bathtub. my uncle, my granduncle, my granduncle took a selfie inside the washroom. Why did he do this? Why did you take a selfie inside the washroom? There's a bathtub right there. What is wrong with you, granduncle? Why did you do this, you fool? Reminds you of a House episode where the guy was too smart to have a girlfriend, so he made himself more stupid. Washroom photo classic. I always find that funny of like you have to like do something or you compare your partner's smartness to you, because the fact that I know it's a house thing, but I have actually seen that behavior in real life where not like make themselves more stupid, but like the way that they compare their partners to other things. And it happens sort of subconsciously, sort of naturally. It's sort of one of those things that's like painful is you have to sort of break yourself out of it, right? I've definitely struggled with that too in my own life. But knowing that, it sort of makes you go, well, why do they why do they do that? Because you're with your partner because you love them. You're with your partner because they bring you joy. And comparing somebody to somebody else is the admission that you yourself are stupid. Like, it's like, so not to say that you or like, you know, the person on House, because you are a real person that hasn't done this, and like the House person is a fictional, but I've seen this before, and I always wondered, like, what's the point? Like, you, like, the people who do it are displaying themselves how stupid they are to like do that. You know what I mean? Wait, what? Maybe one day cloister. I've never seen a cloister in my life. There's a statue inside the cloister. Highest grade. Highest grade. That's funny. It is a skill check. You have to like pass every single grade. That's funny. I love this. You're lucky to not have those issues. Yeah. Some of you just don't get pussy, and I can tell. Some of you are pussyless, maidenless. And that's okay. But as long as you're a good person to your partner, then that's good too. Because on the one hand, it's like, you know, it's not just you doing it to someone else, but someone doing it to you. If no one does it to you, that's a good. That's like a baseline. But if you don't do it to someone else, then that's also a baseline good. And both of those things together make you great. You can tell I'm losing it. I'm losing something in my mind. There's something going on with me. But everyone learns from their mistakes. You know, not to say that making the mistake is good, because making the mistake harms one another. There's a puzzle here. There's a fucking puzzle. There's a puzzle in these tiles. There's a puzzle here. Look at the pattern of color. There's a puzzle here. There's a puzzle here. There's a puzzle. Look at the flowers. There's a puzzle here. It's a puzzle. Chat, there's a puzzle. Inside the flowers. You know what's crazy? Somebody could live their life and end up like that, right? Like, my granduncle has no clue about the long-term ramifications. Because he might say, oh, sorry, it was just all a game, right? But the truth is, our actions have consequences on each other and the feelings that we have. And it has sometimes lasting consequences. Like, it takes a lot of time to undo the pain and the trauma, right? So, imagine your granduncle doing this. It's like, oh, it's all fun and games. He'll totally get it. Only to realize that now I see puzzles everywhere. I don't see anything normally anymore. Everything is a puzzle to me. My life is pain and suffering, man. I look around and I go, this is a puzzle. That's a puzzle. The splotches on the paper, the like oil stains from your dirty fingertips. From your dirty like fingertips that you stuck up your asshole or something. That's all a puzzle, man. It's the way that it moves. And I can't help but be lost in the sauce. We have to go down to the underground, because this book, I can use a magnifying glass on the book with the modes and stuff. So we can get some information about what these things are, and we can build back the cipher piece by piece, especially now that we have some extra details. And with the magnifying glass, something very important, I can get the candle burner to go into that room. I can then check it in to go to the tomb after. Which is a double win. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm also very hungry. You find a fitting email for going insane? So here, this is not insanity. I am giving you a universal truth that you are too afraid to engage with. I'm giving you a truth of the world that you're too afraid to engage with because the truth scares you. It scares you. It scares you. Because you're afraid that when the truth is revealed That nothing will be the same for you ever again. You're like Simon, stuck in the caves, stuck on the side of the mountain, staring out at the distance. And the rest of the chat, they're over there on that cliff top, looking over at this weird, cool mountain with the hallways carved out on the side, seeing me staring at you through this window hallway, like a freak of fucking nature staring at you, and you're wondering who is that, why is that person there, until I take a step back and flit back into the darkness. That's the truth. I am going crazy. I am going crazy, actually. I am going a little insane. So, symbols. Nothing new, nothing new. Fuck you. Nothing new, nothing new. Nothing new. Nothing new. Nothing new. Nothing new. You're kidding me. There's nothing new. It's just all basic symbols. This looks like anal beads. Nothing new. Nothing new. Nothing new. Nothing new. Nothing new. No, nothing. No, nothing new. No. We did discover anal beads though, which was nice. How often do you get to see anal beads? Right? Probably like fairly early. Nothing new. Okay. Dude, I would love this actually. I would actually genuinely love this as a room type. I would love being able to just go and walk and take a nice afternoon walk on my mountain's cliffside. And to feel the wind pushing me. What's crazy, by the way, the wind would be so insane here that you would fall. It would push you and you would fall outside. I'm surprised there are no guardrails. But it's the fact that you can get almost like an evil room for you to walk through. That's nice. I want my own evil room to walk through. And to look around and like be cool and be all broody and like moody. Like if I'm in a bad mood, I would go down to my underground precipice and walk back and forth and stare out the window at some family who's like hiking at the national park across the like street. As the father goes, "Honey, don't look. Honey, don't look. There's a freak staring at us." It's like, yeah, so what? So what? And you know what? I'm gonna disallow using the furry run emote for insanity. Furries are not insane, they're misunderstood. They're simply trying to find love the way that all of us are. The new insane emotes is the pepper talk emote. Use the pepper talk emote to signal my insanity, because I think that's significantly funnier. Paintings. I've never had this room before. Paperclip. Because Pepper Talk is like the perfect insanity emote because it's just me talking. And what's funny is that you're real at this moment, but Furry Run, Kermit Gape, okay. That is a good combo though. But it's interesting because you're all real in your own sense. Like you're all real in your own ways, but I don't know that you're real. So when I'm here by my lonesome, because this is the reality of every streamer, is if you were a streamer's neighbor and you listen to them talk, they're talking to themselves. And they're saying stuff like, "Furry Run, Kermit Gape." Like imagine, no noise, no noise. Pure silence. Haha. Kermit Run, Furry Run, Kermit Gape. I can't emote. Pog. I'm lucky to not have those issues, people teeth. Okay, I will, uwu. Speeders, Speed L, Kermit Gape. Haha, great emote combo, chatters. You know what I mean? Like it sounds very awkward. Probably one of your better combos. That is a good combo. Please, can you please post all your combos within the Discord so I don't forget? Because I'm gonna forget. I need to make commands for each and every single one. This room The nook has the same piece. Okay, so now I know these rooms are tied to certain pieces. So this whole chess piece thing was incorrect. It is tied to the rooms themselves. I think what it is, I have a theory, and I'm sticking to it. My theory is this. The point of that chessboard in the underground, so if I go to the underground, the point of this chessboard is this. You pre-place the chess pieces and you commit to opening the rooms with the chess, with the corresponding chess pieces. Or you go back and you update the board after you place rooms. But that costs steps. So basically the goal is you would actually go back. That's my theory, is that you do that, because it doesn't make sense otherwise, because it has the same layout. The map layout, the fact that the rooms appear, the fact that like the pieces are within specific rooms, I think that all makes sense. Now, what is this letter? I don't really know. Tree. Pin. Paper. Safety. Pin. Tree. Fur. Oh. Forest. Paper. Clip. Needle, point, pin. I don't know. I don't know. Do we do storeroom and lock it off? I think we do, because I do need I do need stuff. I do need gems, coins, and the money, so it is worth it. I do need to also change the upgrade on this room away from money into gems, because gems is really what I'm missing out on here. So this is bathtub and bath. Bathtub bat, which I think I had already actually. So if I go to painting. Okay, thank you for posting it there. I see it and I appreciate it. This one's what? Wait, bath. Yo, bath minus bat equals H. Why didn't I write that down? So, and this also has a golden chess piece, so. Whoa. And this room is the storeroom. So if I go to storeroom, what? I've never had the storeroom. Seeing that out of context is probably kind of confusing. Yeah, but like that's the fun part about this stream, right? That's the fun part of the Discord too. There's something funny about the fact that Discord has grown from, you know, what I didn't want it to be into something that has been genuinely fun, because it's a space for all of us to be our own brand of weird. Like that Discord, like our Discord is genuinely curated. One, there's a maze. So like the only people who see it are those who are worthy enough to get through the maze, right? Two, it's like some of you are actually like funny. Like a lot of you are actually genuinely funnier than you would expect. And so it's like a breeding ground for comedy. It's like if everybody on Just for Laughs had sex with each other consensually and kept on breeding like funnier and funnier children, until all of a sudden like kids are being born with the Habsburg chin, but there's no incest. Like that's funny. That's pretty funny, man. That's the kind of shit that we're up to in the Discord server, which will probably scare people and get some people to not go there. But that's sort of the point, right? Like the point is not everyone is allowed there, and if you're not ready for that, then you're just not ready for that. The maze is the great filter. Wait, is that a bad word? Great? Is that a bad phrase? No, it's the Fermi paradox. Okay, this is science. So the maze is the great filter into the great unknown that is our Discord server, whereupon you are blessed with some of the best comedy that I've seen from a public community. And this is with a relatively small community, so like this is a highly concentrated level of comedy, right? Some people don't get this level of comedy until maybe like a couple years in. I don't think. We do like to me it's like It's like the reality of like the reality of like the growth of a community and the comedy that eventually is like comes out of that, right? It takes years to cultivate. And yet all of you are so weird by default that I've just given you the space to be free to be who you want to be. Like all of you are fucking weird. I'm not saying that as if like I'm any less weird. I'm just saying that like you are all weird as I am weird. Like we're all fucking weird. And that works. That works out well. Eat the apple. One true, one false. These puzzles have gotten harder. This word puzzle has genuinely gotten harder. Do I need to give this up, actually? Wait a minute. This is also an item. I've just figured something out. The wind-up key is also an item that you can combine in the workshop. I shouldn't use it. Forget the puzzle. We're gonna move on. Like streamer, like chat. Like streamer, like chat. Yeah, there is something about that. Like, I am glad that as a whole, I've cultivated a chat that is more fun-loving. Because some chats, well, not some chats, but like, just the idea of like a chat being not fun-loving feels very, very stifling to me. Because I feel like, what's the point of being in the chat room if you don't get to have fun with it, right? Obviously, I have to bring down the hammer sometimes, but it's been rare enough that I've been like, okay, like, you've all earned your like place here. Yeah, and like, how many people appreciate emote combos? It's honestly an art form. It's why I scroll through, well, sans the many ass emotes that I give you. But like, if you ignore the ass emotes and you look at the really good ones, I think it's been a worthy investment of my time to give you those emotes. Crow and row. I already have this. Yeah, I already have this. In fact, it's the same room that I found this in last time. Are there any puzzles here that I'm missing? Bridget, please pick up some more fruit before Friday, as we've just been informed that we may have an extra guest exploring the house next week. 50 steps should be more than enough, so I think an even spread would be ideal. 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. This is a puzzle. Oh my god, this is a puzzle. 3. Bananas give 3, apples give 2. Oh my god. What do the fruit amounts mean? It's the number of steps, man. It's the number of fucking steps. It's the number of steps each fruit gives. Number of steps each fruit gives. Because apples equal 2. Banana equal 3. So 5 apples, 5 bananas. So times 5 times 5 equals 10. Times 5 equals 15. And then you can deduce the orange amount by the remainder. Equals n. N equals, okay, so it's n, okay, and then n equals 50 minus 15 banana minus 10 apple divided by 5 number of oranges, which means n equals 35 divided by 5. Orange equal n equal calculator 35 divided by 5 7. Orange equals 7 steps. That's the puzzle solved. Certified fresh. Certified fresh. We're in. Fuck. We have to do spare room. I'm in a bit of a bad spot. I need to open up into a much larger space. Like anything in life, you need to open up fully before you can be free, really. Hallway, thank you. The West Wing hallway. So this one we know. Lady Claire Epson. Okay, so now I remember who is Lady Claire. So West Wing Hall. Lady Clara Epson. So this is all fucked up. I need to reorganize this now. This has to be fixed. So shit. Here. This should be over here. Like this. This should be over here. Her name is Epson. Epson was in the schoolhouse. So Lady Clara Epson was my... I was about to say my husband's wife, but he's not my husband. He's my granduncle. It was my granduncle... Sorry, that was like a casual mistaken incest thing. It was my granduncle's wife. So she was a student at the school, then put the money into the school. And the granduncle then put the money in. So it wasn't my mother who did it. It was my granduncle. It was my grandaunt. It was his wife. That's kind of sweet, actually. Honestly, if I did have, like, if I had infinite money, I would just put everything towards my wife. Like, you wouldn't even see me. Like, you wouldn't even see me anymore. I would just live my life for my wife. Because there isn't really much of a point to living. I don't know how to say this. There isn't really much of a point to living except for your loved ones, right? Because life is what you make of it. Life is, and this is a very weird topic, but again, I've been in the hospital, well, not me, but like, I've been dealing with a lot of like close scares in the family, but life is very, very turbulent, short, and full of surprises, things that you can't even begin to imagine. And you never really know what's going to come the very next day. And so in this life of ours, with no certainty, with no understanding of anything at all, with no stability, and the illusion of stability can be broken at any moment at the whims of someone else. You should just choose what it is that you truly enjoy in life and really focus on living life to the fullest for that sake. And for many people, it's going to change. You might be huge into money and finance. I'm huge into my loved ones. Epson. Lady Epson equal Lady Clara Epson equal my hot grandaunt. Don't question me. Don't question me. I know what you're thinking. Don't question me. And it's important, I think, to sort of get that perspective, because it's very easy, very, very easy to get lost in the sauce and get lost in the weeds and to feel like, okay, well, what do you do? There's nothing left. But it's the journey of life. There's so much to it, right? And so choosing something that is intrinsic to you and intrinsic to what you feel like you want to have and you want to do, and choosing something that is ultimately the way that you want to live your life, I think that's important. And being aware of what is important to you is a Herculean task, but in doing so, you'll find much better fulfillment. IMO. I like the life that I have. It's complicated. It's stressful. A lot of weird, crazy shit going on. But it's the thing that gives me the most fulfillment in my life. Because otherwise, I don't think I'd be doing anything. I would just be kind of doing nothing. It'd be a very boring existence. This is a puzzle. Oh. There's one thing about the drafting. You want to do the free rooms as much as you can, and you want to gather as many gems as you can. Other than that, resource acquisition bit, it's fairly straightforward. So this is a potion or vial. Vial? Let's go. 5th room from the top. I don't. Okay, so I don't. So spare room. If there's no puzzle in spare room, it means that that room has nothing for me. Because that spare room, if there's no puzzle, it takes up a space. It's a bit like a shit placeholder room. Tub. Okay, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Huh? Fifth from the left. What? What is this? Potion. Bath. It was bath elsewhere. There's another one that also uses a bathtub. And it was a bathtub. It was the bat and the bath. Bat, bath, bat, bath. This has to be a bath. So what is this? But maybe it's not. The same image can mean multiple things. Bath, wash, Batman. Close, close. That's a whole different game, but close. That's more Scribblenauts than anything, really. I mean, potion. It should be vial. Water? Clean. I don't know. We'll figure this out eventually. That's why I had the placeholders on the map, so it's like fine to have it here. But it does bother me that I can't seem to intuit what the words mean. Okay, let me finish this whole row first before I go any further. Rumpus. I could buy some things. I do have a lot of money. What is this? Man? Man and plant. Man with. Man plant? Man plant. I'm the man plant. Man plant. Vegan. This is not a connections game. This is not the connections game. We're trying to find the differences, chat. This is not connections. Oh, vegan. It's like no. We're trying to find like a difference in letters. It's not the same thing. Not connections. You can't just do Batman and vegan. It doesn't work like that, chat. Oh, car. It's like no. Vehicle. No. Fifth from the top, second row. Okay. This is the same. 4 diamonds. Same thing. Okay. Day 17. Not quite the sale day yet. Metal detector. What do I need? You never know. Math E. That's a good point. Like there's a certain level where it's like I never really know what the answer to these things are, and that's why this game works as a puzzle game, because you never really know how it's gonna end up being like when you go through this game and how the puzzle is gonna end up like. Like it's because you don't have all the answers up front. You're actually in the process of trying to salt shaker. Let's get some metal. Let's get a gem. Like you're always without the entirety of your means to find an answer to something. And so the goal of the game is really to get as many means as you can to find as much about the world as you can. Because you don't have the full means yet. Let's do Den because it gives a gem. So you're correct. Like I don't really know what exactly it is that I'm missing. Although it's almost time. Just 2 more hours and we can do whatever this room is. This den room. The den has a golden piece. But I can safely assume that my understanding of the problem is perhaps more advanced than yours. I've been living in this puzzle house. Okay? You get to go home to your 9 to 5. You get to go talk to your family if you have one. If you have a loved one, I hope you do. And you just get to live your life. Okay? I live in this puzzle house every day. All right? I live in the campgrounds. My granduncle doesn't even give me food. Do you know how I drink water? I hunt down the pheasants that are flying around, and I snap their necks and I drink their blood. I'm not okay over here, man. All right? I'm in the thick of it. You and I are not the same. You and I are not the same. So Den is 4th from the left. 4th, second row, left. 4th up, second row, left tile. Go to the back. Wrong one. I already have that. I do. Jacket, jack off. I don't know what that means. I actually have no clue. What does that mean? What does that mean? Did I even save the one for this den? Did I go to the den? Did I save it? Yeah, I did. Okay. Selected, undefined. Courtyard. That's a nice one. If I can get a shovel, I can get the upgrade disc from the schoolhouse. 2 gems. Pour moi. De gem. What's the French word for gem? Is anyone here Canadian? Pour gem. De gem pour moi. Très bien. Gem-moi. I don't know if I should believe you. A boudoir. Wait a minute, a boudoir. Do we do the boudoir? I think we do the boudoir. Because, very important, I have a bit of a boudoir move. Coat check with my shovel. Holy shit. If I do this though, it's gonna be hard for me to move, but I think it's fine because the bedroom is not really any better. Because I better for me to continue from the West Wing Hall anyways. Close. They say close. 1 moment, please. I need to make the glass burner. And I need to put the glass burner inside the coat check after. Very important. Remind me to do that. If I don't do that, I'm going to cry. Match. So, match, coat check. 4th, second row, right. 4th row, second column, right. You know, for the longest time, I actually had no clue what a column was or what a row was. So whenever I got into the discussions about rows and columns for databases, I was like, yeah, we should totally do this. But at the same time, I was like, I knew what a column was in the meaning of the sake of what it's supposed to represent, or like what data point it represents within like a database, like an SQL database. So I never had any real issues. But it's the fact that visually, I couldn't visualize like a spreadsheet row or a column. And that's why Flex for the longest time, Flex and CSS bothered me because I couldn't figure out what does that even mean to like what's a row and what's a column and like to be fair, the basis stuff is always sort of confusing, like the axis and the cross axis, but still it's pretty funny to like have that, but still be relatively fine because we don't really interface with rows or columns directly. We interface with a bunch of abstractions that use them as names. But the names of the abstractions don't really matter because the truth of it is like it's just a space for a thing, and that space for a thing is sort of more important as a concept of what is it categorically supposed to hold versus necessarily where is it located on like an XY axis. Only mathematicians give a shit about those axes. Stupid mathematicians. Can I steal from my uncle? That's a jacket. Here's Johnny. Here we go. You prefer horizontal and vertical fields. I do too. But it's so the column and the thing, it's really because of it's because of mathematics and because you can technically go towards like multiple dimensions. If it wasn't for multiple dimensions, you could actually absolutely use horizontal and vertical and be okay. It's because mathematicians invented multiple dimensions that we have to suffer. since you can rotate the column and then it becomes a row. How do you rotate within a 3D space? That's the problem. Stupid mathematicians. If they never discovered that we live in the third dimension, our life would be so much better. The only dimension that I need is your mom's pussy. Sorry. I do have this. The only dimension that I need to reside in is your mom's pussy. Your mother's pussy, pussy, pussy. It's all about the pussy, pussy, pussy. Okay, well, this is interesting. We do a grade 2 classroom. Quaternions, exactly. Well, quaternions were kind of. Yes, kind of. The more that I read about the quaternions, the more I realize that not really, but kind of. They were made to solve a different problem. They just also happen to be really good at solving rotations. At least that's as far as I could figure out from the history of it. It's all about the pussy, pussy, pussy. So, music box, safe. Safe is still somewhat in the same place. This image has to have the solution to the safe. Has to. Or maybe it doesn't. My thinking is the colors. Blue, green, that's blue, red, yellow. The colors maybe matter. But then there's also red, green, blue lights. It's like, are you really supposed to count every single light? That seems absurd to me to get the code. Because it still doesn't tell you what is the order of the code. Because safe codes have two pieces to it. One is the order, the other is the code itself. So the components of the code and the order of which in which you would enter the code in. But this image is important for something. This image is of great import, but of what? There's a mirror here, and you can see something in the mirror, kind of, but it's kind of blurry. It's hard to see. It's like it's outside almost, or in some other room, not this room. This present was opened. The part of the safe. I don't know. I don't know what my uncle wants me to see. Your wife is dead? Yeah, so what? I don't know what to do. The mirror. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. In the middle. Sofa is in front of it. Sofa is in front of it because that's the back piece of the sofa going over here. That's still a little gap over there. They opened the safe over here, and then they moved it into there. Is there something I need to get the candle lighter? If I get the candle lighter, could I light these candles? Maybe, right? Probably can. Okay, class is in session. Grade 2. Is that the same pattern? I can't tell. I can't tell. So grade. Oh god, this mathematics. Oh fuck, I'm scared. I don't want to do this. My head. I'm shaking. Here we go again. Here we go again. Have faith in me, Chad. Have faith in me as your resident grade 2-year-old. As your resident grade 2 streamer, I can solve this. Okay, resident grade 2 streamer. This is the image puzzle. Lock clock equals C. So lock the clock. Lock the clock sounds like something that like a femdom, you know what I mean? That like a dommy mommy would say to their like to their subby wubby, and then they would give them the like the chastity thing, the like chastity belts, and then be like, lock your cock away. Lock your cock. Lock you like lock the clock, lock your cock. Clock minus lock equals C. Okay. Grade 2, already off to a good start. My grade 2 knowledge has gotten even better. Off to a great start, everyone. Is this the same pattern? I can't tell. But all of these belong to the classroom. Every single one, which is kind of painful because I don't really know how to mark it all down, but we'll do classroom grade 1. Grade 1. I'll do each one as its own separate board because it's going to be messy if I do it all in one go. Classroom grade 2. These letters, I really can't tell if it's the same. So I'm going to take a photo of this and just compare it visually. Because why use your eyes and your memory when you can just look at it? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P. It's all the same. It's all the same. It's all the same. It's all the same. So this is the same. That's the same. This cipher is also the same. So, okay, so that's at least the same. So I can just live with this. That's good. Okay, so now, what is the assignment in this classroom? These stupid children. There are 3 different flower colors here. What's going on? There's another easel with a red, green, blue. Mathematics. It's starting to add up. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I get it. I get the puzzle. This room helps you get the number that the thing is supposed to spell on top of the classroom. Wait a goddamn minute. I've just had the greatest epiphany of all time. Mathematics. Why are we getting the numbers? 1, there's numbers around the rows. So 1, number color code equal operation to use has numbers on the edges. So number edges. 3, what did the letters say within the schoolhouse? Lady Epson, remember to give Mrs. Peterson... Okay, I thought it was Lady Epson's gift, because Lady Epson has the boudoir, and she's the one who got the safe gift. I feel a stroke coming on. I feel a stroke coming on. He's stroking. He's stroking. Grade 2. So okay, but this is the operations that we need to do these on. This is going to be very complicated. So it's 2 different numbers, but then infinity is weird because then infinity in blue is addition. So do you just add blue, or do you add infinity? Jenny W. Mathematics worksheet. Directions. Find each sum without using signs. What? What does that mean? What? Find each sum without using signs. If I was a student in this classroom, I would fail. Miserably. There's no way that these children are doing this. Sign the math operation? Yes, so sign the math operation. Because the signs are sort of what the signs are. But the problem is that at grade 2, do you really know? Can you even parse this without being confused? This is a fake grade 2 worksheet made for adults. Because the answer sheet is over here. Look at the colors! Find each sum without using signs. Find each sum without using signs. Find each sum without using signs. Penelope is going up. So is Fomrick. Jenny W is doing alright. Rob, he's really struggling in life. I don't know. Honey, we've got to talk about Rob. I don't want to talk about him. Honey, he's your son. I don't give a shit about him. Please. He got an F in class. Yeah, so what? You think grades matter? Grades do matter. This is from Baron Sinclair. Serving real. Oh. Attention, Mrs. Hannah Peterson. Was this inside the other room too? I don't think so. I don't think the other classroom had this, but let's read this. Could have been in the other one too. Is she dead? Is she gonna is she getting fired? Hannah, after a few false leads, I managed to track down one of the old textbooks from your list. The original compendium was in archival storage on a restricted floor of the campus library, to which I fortunately still have access. However, I'm devastated to report that the pages 36 and 37 pertaining to your query had been removed. It's such a shame that the progress of higher academia is constantly thwarted by the political whims of the CBE. Cock and ball enemas? What? If you wish, I can transcribe these surviving pages and send them to you, but I don't believe there's any mention of cores of any kind in this. Cores! Hannah? Professor Peterson was the one who went inside the basement room, the underground. What? Hannah, why did you do that? Who's the CBE? CBE. Oh, you know what? It's Mother. Our character's mother. Wasn't she a part of a terrorist group? Swimbird author. The insurgent group BLCF. It's not the same as CB, but this does imply the usage of the word core implies that Hannah was the one who took out the pages. Implies Hannah Peterson, the teacher, was the one who ripped out the pages in the underground sigils book. Or was the one who found originally, like she's the original finder, but she's not the foreman. But she did find it. It's weird that she found it, but she's not the foreman. It's like that puzzle where it's like, you know, I am a father, but I am not your father, or something. And it's like, well, who are you? It's like, I don't know. I don't know who you are. Could be anybody, man. Could be fucking anybody. Because this one has all the pages ripped out, but I don't know if that's true or not. But let's keep it like this for now, just in case. Why is there a hedgehog over here? Okay, I can do this math sheet very easily. I have the color code. I can just do this. I'm going to keep for posterity every single child's like worksheet because I think it's funny to make fun of children. Children should be made fun of relentlessly because there's something funny about this, okay? So why not? That's a good point. Why not the hedgehog? This game needs music. Do you guys want music? No. Don't. I don't need music. This is thinking time. I need to think. Blueprints color sum worksheet. Blueprints color sum worksheet. Okay. So here, blueprints color sum worksheet. You would even add it to OBS. The hedgehog or the worksheet. You would do the hedgehog you would do the worksheet to OBS. That's like messed up, man. Actually, that should be the. You know what we should do? We should do a blueprint style puzzle for you to enter the Discord, because right now it's a maze. But I want you to answer a skill-based question, because the Discord bot, like I do want to make a Discord bot that lets me do custom things to it. And I think it'd be funny if you have to answer like a skill check. Imagine how painful it must be to enter my server. Like, you want to hang out with the rest of us inside the small intestine. If you're in the Discord and you don't see the small intestine channel, you're not in. You're not in. You're in the Discord, but you're not in the Discord. You don't even know yet. Like, you don't even know that you're alive anymore, at the moment. I'm getting tired, so my words are getting mixed up. Anymore, you don't even know if you're alive anymore. No one really knows that they're alive anymore. When you die, you don't know that you're alive anymore because you don't even know that you're dead. Think about that. When you die, you don't even know that you're dead. You just stop existing. Like, think about that. It's not like when you close your eyes and you see nothing. It's not even the act of closing your eyes. There's just nothing. Now, try to imagine the concept of nothing. Boom. You've now gone crazy. Oh, the hedgehog. Okay. You're right. We should just do the hedgehog. Color worksheet? No. Color sum worksheet. Thank you. Bum, bum. Okay, we'll do this. Do this. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Do this. There we go. Perfect. Okay. What are the rules? I forgot. I forgot the rules. Sorry. Show reveal file and navigation. Sure. Can I copy this? Can I copy this? Can I show in System Explorer? You haven't shown me shit, man. It's the whole fucking folder. I don't know where this is. How do I? There's one flaw with Obsidian. How do you copy files over? Oh, it's been 6 hours almost. I did say we were going for a long time, so. I have now, because I'm now back into the business. Like, I know, like, now I've got the moment to, now I've got my moment and I'm going to own it, right? So it's good that it's 6 hours because it means that I haven't been able to play this for a long time, chat. I've been missing playing this, okay? So 2 plus 5, 7. Oops. Is 7. Okay. 4 plus 9. 13. 7 minus 3 is 4. I don't know why that took me so long. 9 minus 8 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 6 plus 1 plus 3 equals 10. 6 plus 1, 7 minus 3 equals 4. 6 minus 1, 5 minus 3 equals 2. 6 plus 1, 7 times 3 equals 21. I don't know why that took me so long, sorry. 6 times 1, 6 times 3 is 18. 6 minus 1 times 3 is 15. I'm going to assume that I'm correct, because if we go back to the other one, Blueprints Canvas, go to Classroom. This board is getting a little. Do you know what's crazy? This game recommended that you use a journal. Like a paper fucking imagine using a paper journal. I would go insane. You would have to have, like, you ever see the image of like a Zettelkasten of a room, of like a Zettelkasten room? This is what it's gonna look like. Your room, if you use the paper journal with this game, is going to look like this by the end of it. It'd be madness. It would be madness. Look at this. That's all paper notes, man. You'd go crazy. I can't imagine using paper for this. And you kill trees. Like that's it's a double whammy. So she got 7, 13, 4. Hey, Jenny's pretty good. 1, 4, 7 is stupid. 10, 4, 2, 9 is stupid. How'd you get 9? In what world does that become 9? Oh, because she thinks 6 times 1, but then like you have this grade 2 student is so stupid, man. Like I'm so smart compared to these kids. You're all idiots. You're all idiots. I'm leaving. I'm not coming back. POV, you a student that's been in a coma for the last like 70 years walks out and calls everyone stupid. You're all idiots. What? Oh. Did I miss it? I think I missed it by 1 hour. Do we wait and see? I think we wait and see what happens. Because these clocks and the time does matter. But this has been a fun game. Honestly, this has been a very successful run too. We've gotten so much knowledge, right? And we've gotten to learn so much about the game, and we even got to go to the underground. Like, how many people have even made it to the underground? How many people don't even know about the underground? I bet you go watch another person's stream and they have no fucking clue that there's a whole other sub-level to this game. They don't even know that there's a candle lighter. I don't even know if they even know that they're alive, okay? Most streamers that you watch are no better than, like, Neurosama. Not to say that, like, Neurosama is bad, but, like, she's an AI, man. Like, she's not real. Like, as much as you love her, she is not real. You can't hold her hand. Not that you should. Okay, you can't hold the hand of any streamer that you know anyways. The key is that, you know, like, you will never be able to see them at a convention. Well, I take it back. But what I'm saying is, no other streamer is as genius as me. They're not even alive, man. I'm using 100% of my brain power. Like that movie where that guy, a really famous actor, uses 100% of his brain power. Which, that movie was very strange to me, by the way, because one of the first scenes in that movie is he uses 100% of his brain power to have sex. Like, I'm not even kidding you. One of the first scenes of the movie is his landlord's girlfriend coming over to him to ask him for the money. He then looks at her book and says, "Hey, I know the book." Starts talking to her about the book and uses 100% of his brain power to have sex. And I don't know why that was in the movie. I still don't know why. Because it's like, it doesn't... Like, does it really matter that he used 100% of his brain power to have sex? No, like, it doesn't really matter. But for some reason, the movie was very adamant about the fact that he's using 100% of his brain power to get pussy. It doesn't make any sense. What's crazy is that he goes about his day normally and is like, "Yep, time to clean the place up." It's like he cucked his landlord. It's like, why? What was the point of that scene? And then that movie also, like, the most believable, and the thing about that movie that, like, really hit the most was that scene involving, like, the like, drug dealer. I see what it's asking me to do. It's asking me to align it with the beaks of the ducks. Both hands need to align themselves with the beaks of the ducks. That's how I open this thing. So at 250, we come back at 250. We align it with the beaks and we open whatever this thing is, probably. That's what it's asking me to do. I have no clue. But yeah, the drug dealer was the most understandable aspect of the entire movie. Because that makes sense. You have a drug that can change your world that comes from the underground. And you need to get the drug somehow, right? But, like, the sex? Listen, I'm not saying sex is bad. I'm just saying, like, really? Like, that's... Really? Why would, like... It reads like the type of fan fiction that somebody who has been berated or, like, you know, derided for their intelligence their entire life thinks about. It's like, I'm gonna show them that nerds can get pussy too. And then they won't look down on me anymore. Quite the plot. Anyways, hello. Sorry. I'm sorry that you had to come back to that. I got really lost in the sauce just talking about, like, you know... I just want to have an ego for once. I just want to have an ego where I talk about my success with this game. I'm egotistical and I love it. Yeah, you may be wondering why I'm coming here. There's a pile of dirt. Where the fuck is the upgrade disc? The computer said that there's an upgrade disc somewhere. It wasn't inside the dirt. It's inside the chess room. The chess room has an upgrade disc because it's that'd be a the greatest reward ever for playing chess is a floppy disk. It's the only thing that chess players will ever insert in their entire life. God. This was a waste of time and steps. Okay, now we need to make up for the lost steps. Okay, so we gotta keep on walking. I don't think there's any more dirt anywhere, so I just keep on going. I need to make the most of my now 20 steps. The key is I need to find a workshop. Because if I can't find a workshop, it's over. I need to turn off all locked doors. Yes. Keycard system. Keycard system settings. Set security level to low. And then change offline mode to be on. Because if I can figure out all of these things, then I can get the candle burner. We can actually do one more run. If I get the candle burner, we do one more run. If I don't get the candle burner, we don't do another run. Right? So it really depends on if I get to light some candles. If I do, we get to go into the dark underground place. If I don't, you go to bed mad. I go to bed mad. We both go to bed mad. Food for sale. Oh, thank God. Hello. Food for thought. So food for sale is what? You. So these two are important. So now this is the 6th room from 6th row, leftmost column. 6th row, leftmost column. 6th row. What's this? Rain and grain. So easy. How come some of these are really easy? Some of these are impossible. Some of these are genuinely like real brain teasers. Some of these are really, really easy. But rain and grain. So this is, okay, so rain and grain. Well, grain minus rain equals G. Some of these are like super easy. Why is it so hard sometimes? Thanks for the stream. You have to go to bed now? No worries. Ben, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Hope that you had a good day, and I hope that your day has been splendid and that people gave you the things that you deserve. And I hope that you have a good night. Sleep tight. And I still can't believe that time zones exist. Like, imagine being in a place where it's daytime versus nighttime. Like, I'm getting, like, it's still daytime for me, man. Add morning room? What? Wait a minute. No one told me this. No one told me that the kitchen could have rooms added to drafts. What? Oh shit. We have to write this down. I need to save money. We need to make money. That's really like the thing to say for all of life, right? Like the thing to say for all of life is you need to make money. Your parents, POV, your parents see you streaming at the tender age of 30 and they say, hey, you know, like, why are you still streaming, buddy? Like, how about you make some money and help with the fucking household, huh? So you're staying home and doing fucking nothing with your life. Bacon and eggs. So this adds a morning room draft, which I don't really know what this means, but that room must be important. So some rooms can actually draft rooms. Kitchen. Thank you. You hope that my day has been everything that I deserve and wish for too. It has been. I found an elevator on my property. That's pretty neat. Finding an elevator in my giant mansion given to me by my dead granduncle, amazing. I will never get a high like that ever again except for maybe cocaine. Can draft rooms. There's a puzzle here. 4 purple, 6 red, 1 yellow. What does that mean? There's a puzzle here. No. No. I need a key? No. 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 I need to solve this. The gems are in the black box. Unknown. The gems are in a box with a statement. Unknown, unknown, blank. One of these is true, one of these is false. What does a blank statement imply? What is the existence? So in a Boolean logic world, in a logical world where one of these boxes is there's at least one box which is true and at least one box that is false. Is this considered a true statement or a false statement? Because if both of these are true, if both of these are true, then this must be false. If this is false and this is true, then this can't be, because that's a logical problem, because it would have to be in a box with a statement, but it can't be this, because this is false, and it's the false and the true ones don't have something in them. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they can, but let's say if this is true and this is false, then this would also be false. So let's say that both of these are true. This is false. So both these are true. It's inside the black box. Oh, the pain. The pain. Well, you win some, you lose some. We did a lot today. We found the secret elevator to my grand uncle's goon cave. Went down. He gooned to chess. Some people like that. I don't know. It's up to him. Okay. We found out that we have a school inside the house, and I'm at least smarter than a second grader. We found out that I still know nothing at all about the game. Even the rooms that I thought that I knew, I don't really know. I didn't even know that the kitchen could draft rooms. Next time, I'll bring with me a giant keychain full of a bunch of keys. And you know what sucks? I'm so stupid, I didn't even go to the coat check to put something in for tomorrow. So the coat check is now empty with no items, when I could have put in the metal detector, which is the rarest item in the game that I can never find. Many mistakes were made today, but that's life. Life is about making mistakes and moving on with them. Life is about conquering these little trials and tribulations that come your way, because life is about change, it's about constant change, and life is about living with others too. There's so much going on in life, and it's about the ability for you to continue on in spite of it all. I hope that all of you have a good life, not that better than mine, because it would make me very sad, because I'm going to go now. Have a great day, have a great night. I hope that you enjoyed this time with the blueprints, because I don't think I really enjoyed it very much, but I did enjoy finding the elevator. Every day, I just feel like we've done nothing. And really, isn't that the point of life? That every day, you do a little bit of something, and you hope that you get somewhere, but it's always just a little bit more of nothing. You think to yourself, like, oh, maybe I've done something today, and then you take like a hard look at what you've done in your life, and you realize you've done nothing at all. But I enjoyed it. And I hope that you did too.